I did, to be honest, I received after that live mass comments, messages. Sorry, I hate when I get emotional.
You can take a moment. It's okay. It's emotional. I understand you care about being on the right side of things, right? So I 100%. I understand, and I know this is painful.
The amount of people calling me a Nazi, and
that's not true, by the way. And I don't want people to call her.
What? Sorry, I hate when I cry. I'm not trying to like.
It's fine. No, I know. It's sincere.
Hey, what's going on? Future Nick here. I guess I'm going to be your guide to hell today, because this is actually the second half of the debate between Ethan Klein and Cruel World Happy Mind. I had to split it up because this conversation went on way too long, and some of the worst is yet to come. At the time this was recorded, people were being, I guess, more charitable towards her. If you found the additional stories about her personal life to be insufferable, there are more of those here. Today, on the other hand, people seem much more critical, which I think is good. I think it's a good thing. She seems like a genuinely horrible person, so yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. Anyways, enjoy.
This is something that Ethan has done in the past to other content creators that he's seen as easily provoked for engagement. Ethan Klein used to associate with the creator JonTron, who was exposed for some incredibly horrible, like blatantly bad takes.
Because poor whites commit a lot of crime too, disproportionately compared to wealthier whites.
That's just not true. But okay.
Wait,
you can
hold on. Wait. You don't think that
Well,
poverty...
yeah, of course. Well, yes. In relative to wealthy whites, yes.
Sure.
You're correct.
Okay, so do you think that poor blacks probably commit more crime relative to wealthier black people?
They do. Wealthy blacks also commit more crime than poor whites. That's a fact.
Wait, what?
Yeah, look it up. Give me a sec. I gotta get water.
Does anybody have a source for that? Fuck. When people make extreme claims, I don't even know how to...
And I watched this last time, and I came to the conclusion that she probably doesn't even know what he said.
That had him virtually canceled. Yet after the fact,
like, I would be shocked if he asked her right now. Maybe she's looked it up, but I would be surprised if she actually, at this point on the stream, even knows. Unless she watched my stream, even knows what JonTron said.
Ethan invited him onto the H3 podcast to have a discussion.
So after 8.5 months, now you give...
This is a child. Hold on. This is a child in a disheveled room.
The video is 3 hours because it's a tribute to the struggle of Taylor Lorenz's long COVID. That's amazing. Thank you. I didn't realize that reference.
To have a discussion.
So after 8.5 months, now you give...
This is a child. Hold on. This is a child in a disheveled room with an unmade bed and school books on the counter and 3 unstraightened photos of South Park characters. Do you think this is a reputable source?
All right, that's not necessarily fair. I'm sorry. The majority of YouTube commentary, especially when Ethan was coming up, were people of this same age group yelling at each other on the camera without even having scripts. So I don't necessarily know if that's fair. Like, the community of people he was interacting with regularly were like Gokunarus.
For valid online commentary, and their room does
Okay, no, she's saying it. That's fair. I would agree with her here.
Necessarily, dictate their level of online commentary.
Now, Ethan can say true, but in this case, he was wrong, and it's demonstrably false, and it's been proven wrong for about like 6 years now.
Really hope
5 years.
I look at this stain right here.
The stain, right? The stain.
What's the name of the guy?
Well,
it's Keemstar Orbiter. Nick
we all have our flaws.
You make a good point. That's fair. Can't judge a book by a cover.
But at the same time, I as I sort of explained to you,
making beds is a Jewish myth.
Again, I
he was defending JonTron, by the way, in this video.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I'm navigating this a little bit as far as it goes. Where
I would say that she probably hasn't watched Gokunaru's video either.
Other people have added research into this project, and then I sent.
Oh, okay. There it is. Did you guys hear that? You hear that little guys, we have watched hours of this person talk. Hours and hours. We've talked about this at nauseum. There it is, chat.
Other people have added research into this project, and then I essentially, I'm sort of sorry. I'm trying to like figure.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. You fucking piece of shit. Why couldn't you just say this? Like, I don't know, 3 streams ago.
Proper way to go about this. But yeah, so essentially, someone had sent me an entire.
So you didn't fact check it. You ran it in a 3-hour documentary. One of your fucking
Nicholas
employees
DeOrio,
put this in the
latest
video. There's no checks and balances.
Section on Gokinaru.
Yeah.
To be honest, I saw that section and I thought.
So it's not just the editors; it's the researchers too.
That it didn't have much validity. I was not gonna, talk about it. Just because.
You're talking about the part you included.
You're talking about the part dude, Ethan can't believe what he's hearing. She's just giving it away.
Gonna, talk about it. Just because.
You're talking about the part you included or a different part?
A different part, an entirely.
Oh, okay.
Like in a whole section, kind of, like labeled.
So the PewDiePie section, right?
Gokinaru. I was just kind of like, I don't.
So you thought that all the Gokinaru stuff was really stupid and a waste of your time, but you're like, let me put in this one bad segment.
Again, in the larger context.
I recommend watching Nicholas
in the larger
DeOrio's
context, guess what? It's still a bad segment.
Essentially, I'm taking, broad view, approach is my goal here. And I'm trying to figure out what's the most important thing to include. And also what's the most like valid, again, which is what we're sort of debating here very kindly and politely, and I appreciate that. But so yeah, that's
he's being way too nice. No, he's being nice enough, I guess.
That's sort of that was a section that I felt like was not very
but
valid.
I'm sorry, are we talking about the part about JonTron? Because that's the part I'm interested in. I don't care about what you didn't include.
Essentially. Yeah, so essentially,
she's explaining why she deemed the video segment that they had they had offered to be a waste of time and not interesting. And then she's going to explain why she included this anyway.
She has researchers and writers and is basically a glorified voice actress for her own channel.
Yeah, probably.
Kind of like Blair from Illuminati.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of Blair vibes on this one. Are you getting any Blair vibes on this person? I'm getting some Blair vibes. Now, obviously, my vibes are based on me knowing Blair as a person, and not necessarily the same as your own. So I didn't say that sooner because I don't want people to think that I'm thinking she's plagiarizing or whatever the fuck people hate Illuminati for. But in terms of character, this is just like the Blair that I knew.
I was like, okay, I don't, but the things that did.
This is the same untalented moron who probably found success by accident that the Illuminati I knew acted like.
That I thought were interesting is when I was reading through that, essentially, as I was going through the frenemies section, again, I care a lot about content creator ethics. That's why I'm right here.
It's about ethics and content creation. She's...
looking.
Yeah, it's a creator gate moment.
At how can I be a more ethical content creator? What can I take in from this? Learn and do better. One thing that,
guys, we're not done yet. You can't keep doing this learn and do better shtick. It's not over.
Thought maybe a criticism, of the podcast was essentially, stoking people's flames for content. That was my fear, or concern.
What would you call you jerking off snark for like the last couple of days attached to this super long fucking pandering video?
I just saw Keffel's tweet.
You don't think that you're stoking the flames a little bit by farming whatever finances you can get off that you have no idea what you're doing with this video?
And
by just regurgitating, well, people have said this.
I from the Gokinaru section, there were certain examples that I thought might fit into an explanation. So I kind of, when we're talking,
dude, someone just said I'm getting a lot of Blair vibes because she actually plagiarized this person allegedly, and it's like, now I know why Blair's videos were so bad.
Talking about the frenemies situation, about how essentially Trisha had created a sit down video where she was talking about how I'd have to go through and look at the research section.
By the way, there is a person in chat who's counting every time she says this shit, and they're at 165.
I don't want to
Sorry, 265. I'm blind.
misquote this or anything, but
All the you-knows, yeah.
she had said something about how she felt like you were baiting her or something like that, you know, for when she would walk off in a Frenemies episode. You know, I kind of remembered those sections.
Nicholas!
There was another
The
two
goat.
just now.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
You know, where in the Gokinaru video, they discussed, you know, how JonTron, which again, blatantly bad takes. I don't fucking agree with, you know.
What did I wish Ethan would stop the stream and go, what exactly was wrong with JonTron's position? I'm not supporting it. I just want to know, can you break down in your own words why JonTron's position was bad? Because I guarantee she does not know what he said. I guarantee she has no idea what JonTron said.
JonTron.
That's why it's so strange to me that you're accusing me of being
I literally like a show your work argument, because I don't think to this day she has any idea.
too harsh of an interviewer.
No, so essentially my take was, you know, my concern again.
Yeah, can you do me a favor? Cruel World Happy Mind, can you put your hands up? I'm gonna put you on camera, all right? Just so like we're not playing any what is it, like Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader on Twitch thing. Can you put your hands up right now so you can't touch your keyboard or interact with Discord, and tell me what JonTron said? Just tell me what JonTron said that caused him to get so much hate online. I would make sure your hands are up though and you're looking in the same spot.
Was
no third monitors.
That you know, you would, you know, 8 months after the controversy happened, brought him back on to sort of have a conversation where you know, it almost seems like he thinks, and again, let me know, this is your content, let me know if I'm incorrect here, but you know, he sort of seems like he thinks this is going to be like a redefining career moment for him, where, you know, his buddy's going to talk to him and he's going to, like, you know, have a comeback. And then, you know, you're wanting to sort of talk about the situation, talk about the incident. You're wanting to continue sort of having that, you know, discussion.
Do you think I should let him off the hook?
No, it seemed kind of like, again, maybe.
I should have gone.
It's so funny, especially, right? She's making this argument off of cropped clips. Let's say they were not cropped. Let's say they were fully in context. How can you have a position that he let that other guy in the studio who was accused of sexual assault and argued him and held his feet to the fire? How could you have that position in the same video as this?
Taylor Lorenz did the research, and she was calling at the beginning of the stream. That's why she was in the comments section so quickly praising the great research.
But listen to me. At one point in this video,
I recommend watching.
Or I don't know if it was the original video or the follow-up. She criticizes Ethan. I think it's the follow-up. She criticizes Ethan Klein for having that guy come into the studio and fight with Ethan Klein about his sexual assault allegations associated, right? And Ethan is bad for platforming that person who snuck into the podcast studio. In this video, she's seemingly mad, thinking that Ethan, like, ran JonTron off the road for a situation where he was making, like, racist remarks. I don't know how these 2 points can coexist in someone's mind. I don't know how could you have both positions?
So your point is that I should have let him off the hook.
Yeah, Jimmy Lee. I didn't want to accidentally say, because I know there's a lot of like characters on the show. I didn't want to accidentally say the wrong person. But yeah.
No,
what's the criticism exactly? If you can be more.
My criticism is, did he need to be on the podcast at all? You know, like.
JonTron doesn't need to come back. What is he? I'm sorry. JonTron's controversy was absolutely fucking huge. That guy like slowed down for a little while. Yes, fucking 6 years ago when he went on talking about. Talking about fucking black crime, okay? Yeah, he absolutely had a public fucking outrage. I understand there's like a whole revisionist history where JonTron's always won every single day. He's been winning. But obviously that mentally fucked him up. That whole situation. He was not smiley, happy winning JonTron when he was on that podcast with Ethan.
And was it for content or was it for, you know, to actually sit him down and talk about it? Because he didn't want to talk about it. He
still gets plenty of views now. I mean, I'm not comparing them, but Donald Trump is the president of the United States. Doesn't mean shit.
Kept avoiding it, and it just led to kind of.
I should have let him avoid it, right?
You think
you
he
should have
did
not
it,
talked to him?
You think he did it against his will?
The
'Cause
podcast?
The criticism from Gokunaru is that I was too mean to him.
Yeah, again, that's not my criticism.
Right, but you used that clip. Let me watch it. Sorry, I don't remember what it says exactly, guys.
JonTron a platform to defend himself?
It happened. How long ago was that now?
I don't keep track. 9 months or something.
Ethan continued to say things.
Yeah, no, John deserved all the pushback he got for that comment.
That seemed intentional to sort of garner a reaction within JonTron.
I don't really want to get into this. It's a minefield of sorts. I'm not going to go back and nitpick everything I said and say and qualify it or anything. The main question on everyone's mind is, oh, is he a racist? Is he a Nazi? No.
Do you feel like you said some things that you regret?
Yeah, I don't like reliving it.
Did you have a lot of self-aware moments during that?
Of course, the whole time.
Jimmy Lee was a former dentist.
It just doesn't even seem that bad at all, even when you try to make it look bad.
Yeah, I mean, again, my sort of question is, this was months, or what was it, 8-9 months
I'm
after.
not saying you can't find the guy funny. I'm just saying at the time that video was posted, or that comment was made, at the time it's not a comment, it's a whole podcast. At the time of that podcast, absolutely, it was totally warranted criticism. People threw up their hands and cried because they didn't like it. But yeah, it was totally warranted.
The controversy happened where he had said some pretty fucked up things.
And she keeps referring to them as pretty fucked up things because she doesn't know what he said.
I understand, but no, I don't really understand wanting to sit down and have an interview with him. I guess what's your perspective on that?
So that criticism rings hollow to me.
By the way, that fucking live stream created an entire generation of the worst political content creators because everybody and their mother has been trying to recreate what Destiny did with JonTron in that fucking live stream. Holy shit, I won the game. Holy fuck, I just won. Okay, people have been trying to recreate this fucking JonTron moment for literally like every single debate since it happened. It's so fucking cringy. It's so fucking annoying. You know that rant that I went on when I asked why Mudahar needs to talk about Palestine? They want Mudahar to talk about Palestine, so he's fucking stupid. He has no idea what he's talking about. They know he's stupid. They know he's got no idea what he's talking about. They want him to get on a call and sound stupid and say something egregiously fucking dumb so it can be farmed and clipped and posted on LSF and YouTube and grow their career and collect their viewers like fucking trophies. That's what they want. They're trying to bait people who are either unintelligent or not knowledgeable into, or potentially grabbed by like far-right talking points and make them say, well, not make them say, but like bait them into saying something absolutely insane. That's the intent. That's what like Hassan, Demon Mama, Xander Hall, that's what debate bro politics has been for like every waking moment since the Destiny JonTron thing.
Because I feel like that's not at all what you're saying in your video. Your criticism was, look at Ethan, he's having a racist dude on his podcast to try to clear his name. It's
like we need to find a dumber person to talk about this. We need to, guys, listen, Palestine isn't saved yet. We have to find a stupider video game YouTuber. We need to invite the entire Halo community to get their take on it.
It's the opposite.
So hopefully we can find one closeted fucking giga racist person to out themselves after we go through 80 fucking bad conversations where our audience dogpiles the fuck out of them.
No, it was again.
Kunaru's point was the opposite, and your point in the video was the opposite of that too.
No,
it's like a Pokemon pack, right? The chase card is a closeted racist, but you have to open so many fucking reverse hollows till you get a full art.
The point was you were trying to essentially create content out of this controversy, if in the harshest way possible.
I'll tell you what actually happened, because I have talked about this publicly. It is available on the podcast, but what happened is JonTron at the time was like my best friend. We were very close. And we kind of talked about it beforehand, like, come on the show, make an apology for what you said. I'm gonna have to rib you a little bit, right? Like, obviously I don't agree with what you said, so I have to criticize you from my perspective, and here's the questions I'm going to ask you, and here's what you should respond. I think the reason it ended up coming off awkwardly is because we talked about it beforehand. And then when the moment came up, he started closing down, be like, I don't want to talk about it, which kind of
the Destiny JonTron debate is directly responsible for me knowing who Xander Hall is. That's another problem with this too.
threw me off. I was an inexperienced interviewer at the time.
I clicked into the stream. One spoiler alert. I clicked into it when my Discord was talking about it, and it was around the time the Trisha stuff comes up, and it reminds me of the Xander Hall. Like the 30 seconds of this that I have seen reminds me of the Xander Hall debate where he called Destiny and tried to like debate him into being friends with Vosh again. It gave me the same vibes. Like she's debating basically for Trisha.
And also we had a plan going
as to like why Trisha would be upset.
So I was like, I was kind of like unsure what to do in the moment. But that's essentially
again, I think he thought
there.
this was going to be his like career redefining moment, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna, you know.
Not so much career redefining, but we wanted to see him give a sincere apology and a sincere, like, taking back of what was said.
And I don't think he was thinking that at all. I don't think he was thinking that at all. I think
when we planned things beforehand, we talked about what we were going to do. It seemed like we were on the same page, but it was less on the same page than we thought once things were, you know, actually happening.
But the one thing actually that you did include from Gokunar's video, which is this compilation of me pressing John, is actually the one thing he retracted.
Yeah, that's the part. So the part that like she's arguing why she left the Gokunaru talking points out of the video, but this is literally the worst one because it was clipped deceptively. It makes it even dumber that she would even include something like this.
And his video about me, which I'll show you. It's actually even in the description of his video. I'm trying to find the link. Here it is.
There it is. Yeah.
It's actually even in the description of his video here.
Yeah.
Thanks to Starkilla for pointing out the errors.
Above that.
The John segment was cut too liberally in hindsight. I encourage you to form your own opinion by watching the unedited conversation here. Did you watch the unedited conversation?
I don't think she watched any of the conversation.
Okay,
I'm at the point where I'm starting to think she's hearing these clips for the first time. I don't know if that's possible, but I feel like she's hearing some of the clips from her own video for the first time.
So it's from a re-uploaded video, but also, again, because I was like, oh, let me add this section in of something that I was going to delete entirely, I 100% agree with that thing.
Are you saying that you shot from the hip because your other segment was bad and you needed to fill the runtime?
If I find a re-uploaded video or I find, you know, snippets online, sorry, my the sunset's setting, so my lighting's probably going crazy. I need to see as much as possible if I can find original sourcing as much as possible across the board, you know, 2 or 3 sources of, you know, information so I can verify
is still up with him, by
original
the way.
sourcing.
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about, lady? I just Googled H3 podcast JonTron. Is this not the episode? Is this the one? The flex tape 7 years ago. That's all I had to say, Ethan. Okay, fine. Back to that. You literally just Google Ethan Klein JonTron, and I think it might be the first possible. It is the first link on Google. Ethan Klein JonTron. It is the first fucking link on Google. I really have to go find these clips. What? You don't need an archival link. It's on YouTube.
My unedited conversation with him is still on our channel.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you know, I fully agree with that.
What do you mean you agree with that? Take it down.
Okay, so you think...
This is like, you were so out to lunch here. Does she say at the end the video's going down? Is it down already?
So, do you think I exploited John for content, or are you walking back on that? Not that I even care about that accusation, honestly. I find the whole thing a little...
The break? They have an intermission?
A little bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, again,
just doesn't seem that serious.
The thing is, you can remove all the defaming material that they talked about on here, but that would leave like a 3-second husk where she talks in the intro.
Yeah, so I think when it comes to ethical content creation, you know...
if you removed all the defaming parts, you'd be left with a really weird self-insert about how she got groomed or whatever as a child. That would, if you removed all the defaming material, it would just be like this the random grooming segment.
I think that there's been a few cases where, sorry, again, there's just like a weird hair thing. That's just my concern, you know? Same thing with my content when it comes to sourcing, you know? I'm absolutely going to pay attention to that as much as possible, you know, focus my content down.
Do you think you've exploited any of these people you've made videos about? You made one about Sydney Sweeney, Ashley Barnes.
I keep thinking Ashley Barnes is Amanda Bynes.
Danielle Cohen. Anna
Yeah,
Paul.
so a big
do you feel that any of these have been exploitative?
Yeah, so I think a big
Nicholas!
point of
Dude, he literally just got her to concede that her content is exploitative.
CWHM gets asked a direct yes, no question. Yes, I fully agree with that.
my content that I try to
Most
do, but
evil,
again, like
you
I
called
said,
OK Baby. She said she's the most evil influencer.
I'm
mom.
getting like angrier and angrier. I'm getting like demonic right now.
And actually, she is terrible. I'm not defending her, but I am kind of just pointing out like.
So yeah, a lot of
seems
times
worse
when
than what I did to John in terms of like editorializing and exploiting other,
You want to know my fucking secret? I'm always in demon mode.
other people's, trauma. Like way
so
worse.
a lot of times when I make content, I really try to like again, I really try to understand like their perspective, how they
Do you feel
know,
you did?
Did you drop the ball this time? Yeah, I love understanding their perspective. That's my iconic catchphrase.
what their background is.
Do you felt
It's the only thing that brings her joy in life.
that you really tried to understand my perspective and background?
I thought I did.
If you keep going on streams, you're gonna fast track onto LolCow Live's circuit. Okay, I don't know if they're even gonna give you one of the prime hour slots. You might get pushed to the midnight slot.
Points, but understanding your criticism, again, I can see where there are flaws.
I'm talking midnight Australian time, to be clear.
Which I'm, wanting to have this conversation here. Again, I think that if there's anything that I'm not doing enough, that's why I'm listening and wanting to learn, from it. But I also think that doesn't.
You think she came on here to defend her journalistic integrity? I don't know what her plan was. She keeps getting in here going, yeah, no, that's pretty true. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty true. Yeah, that's pretty true. I got to work on that in the future. Yeah, that's pretty true. And Ethan's like, yeah, no, I'm glad that you're working on it, but like, this is my life. Yeah, that's pretty true. I really got to work on this. You called me and my wife pedophiles or heavily insinuated. Yeah, that's pretty true. Yeah, that's my bad. Yeah, no, I wish I didn't say that about your wife's clothing brand. No, not the clothing brand. You insinuated that we are pedophiles. Yeah, it was pretty fucked up. Clouds don't mean pedo. My bad. Actually, she's not even really saying sorry. She's just saying, like, I need to work on this.
Mean that, influencers are devoid of criticism either, I think that there's a way to sort of find
this
that
is, dude, this is Doomer Media on EFAP if he just did not stop arguing for 4 hours.
Ground, and because as I'm gaining more of...
She has literally never played a good video game. She's never played a game with a good story.
More of a following, I'm also part of that camp, I think, I don't think I...
Dude, we've got literally... Dude, what is 301 famous for? That's not the Pokemon, is it?
In here, but that's...
Yeah, 301 and 0 sorries.
Also a reason why I moved away from MLM content.
Yeah, you know what this is? This is YMS on EFAP. That's what this is. This is a rerun of the YMS episode from the EFAP thing. Did she go on a podcast after this talking about how poorly she was treated after Ethan was nice to her for like literally fucking 3 hours? That's the next arc. Yeah, she's gonna go on Adam and Sitch's show. You're right. This is a rerun.
I felt like sometimes I would sort of, make content about like a random, in anti-MLM community, you call them like hun bots, but, like a random person who, just sort of got roped up in an MLM and is making, a video to like their what?
Dude, this girl needs to call into Denham's show and talk about how she was treated poorly by Ethan on the podcast. That would literally, dude, that would extend this. Mudahar would get another fucking person jumping in front of him, but that would be so funny.
100 followers trying to promote, a product and making content, using, essentially pointing out how bad that is.
Thank you!
Ethan really missed a chance to suit up with Donna Bald Cap and become Lex Luthor.
Yeah, dude.
Brain dead.
But kind of like, it felt like punching down. The bigger of a following you get,
what?
It feels like you're punching down on someone like that.
You have 300,000 subscribers. You understand? Like,
whereas influencers, we're gaining more influence across the...
I created a new YouTube channel so I could make videos on Sean DeBlack. I'm not even kidding. You know what? Oh, yeah, it feels like I'm punching down. I created a new YouTube channel, okay? It only has 8,700 fucking subscribers. And today, I covered a Sean DeBlack video. I'm not punching down. I don't even have 9,000 subscribers. This is totally above board. By the way, go subscribe to the Nicholas DeOrio channel. The other one. The third one. Nicholas DeOrio the third. But yeah.
Board, and with that comes more responsibility, how you utilize your audience, how you utilize your platform, how you utilize ethics, and again, I'm not devoid of that criticism either.
That's kind of the point of our conversation right now, actually.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I want to have this conversation.
You mean iDubbbz? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like, yeah, literally, it's iDubbbz and Sean DeBlack right now. That's kind of the two topics that we've been hitting recently. Also, hold on.
I wanted to have it. And again, I'm not devoid of that criticism either.
That's kind of the point of our conversation right now, actually.
Yeah.
I literally love that Ethan is saying this, because again, she's talking about this as if it's like it's post hoc rationalization, or like this is like, I don't know, it's like a post drama discussion, and like, no, you're currently on here debating your video. This has not ended yet. We are still doing this. This is a conversation that is still actively ongoing.
Exactly. And that's why I want to have this conversation. That's why I wanted to have it. And I think the same thing can be said for how you utilize people as guests on your podcast,
Well, but I mean, can't that be said about anyone with anyone on their podcast,
exactly.
though? Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what they call foreshadowing, Ethan has these guests on this podcast, man, and sometimes...
Okay. Exactly.
That actually was leading into...
The joke is that she's going to burst into tears.
The Trisha 5% part. I'll show you this clip, because it is interesting how 2 years ago or 3 years ago, when it was popular to shit on Trisha at the time.
Yeah. Can I clarify?
You had an opposite, you had almost a contradictory take to what you said about her now, when now it's popular to support Trisha. Yeah. I'll play it for you.
Let me guess. I'm also a slave to Trisha's redemption arc, right? Is that going to be what it is? Trisha's better now, so my previous content has now become invalid because reasons. Because the popular sentiment around Trisha has changed.
Hey,
all right, Ethan, I'm asking to end this. I'm asking.
You can leave anytime.
Many people were really disappointed with the way that Trisha...
Yeah, I have to raise a great point of contention that you made me sound way too chipmunky. And if you ever include me again, I promise I won't claim you. Just don't make me sound like a chipmunk.
Deal.
Okay.
Did he ask her why she kept saying that? Was it really because Gokinaru's video went down like 6 years ago on GameStar's channel?
Great. We're on the same page there.
Pettis handled the fallout and how they pretty much turned it all into a grovel over money.
We ended up paying for Ethan and Neela, which is...
Yeah, no, that was actually Ethan's second puberty. He's trying to cover it up with DMCA abuse, clearly. It's the only way.
It's crazy because he takes that 5% and VIP tickets to Disneyland is not...
Ethan, you're not supposed to make fun of her.
Cheap.
The nerve of her to complain about 5% when I'm literally not making a fucking penny at this point. It's just so disrespectful. It disregards all the hard work we do, not only on the crew, but now on my wife and all the people that worked on the merch. And it's like, okay, well, fuck you.
I just remembered another aspect that I totally forgot. She started saying she wanted half of... all of the membership fee, that like she was just taking everything so far. I forgot she even asked for that.
You know what she did?
Here's
two things. One, I think she wanted to take over the show. I legitimately do think she wanted to take over the show. Two, she thought who the fuck she was, that Ethan would never break this thing off. She's holding this because this is a lot of money. They're making millions of dollars together. That there's no way in hell that Ethan Klein wouldn't give her anything she wanted. So she was trying to be fucking... She was trying to be fucking play hardball or whatever, and she lost. That's what happened. She tried to play hardball, she didn't understand the game, and she lost. And then she had to go rebuild and do something else.
Production
she overestimated how much she didn't overestimate how much she contributed. She underestimated how much that Ethan didn't give a fuck and would defend his fucking team over continuing making that money.
Thing. We are doing the show.
Trish receives a 45% cut of the show, while Ethan Klein receives an extra 5% that goes towards production costs. Now, first off, if the show is incredibly successful, incredibly successful, and all you're doing is paying your employees a base salary, putting up a fabric backdrop, a basic table.
Well, I'm sorry, your backdrop is too like fabric-y? I'm sorry, what is your production value here? You can't even do research in your 3-hour video essays. You're mad at fabric?
It's funny. You said fabric backdrop, and then you showed us outside.
Is that? I think that was the.
Oh, this isn't your video.
Yeah, I think it's
basic table and mics.
Oh,
you
I
know, that 5% can get pretty chunky if you're.
Now, I mean, obviously, you're being a little bit hyperbolic there. Obviously, we did a lot more than that.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Podcast is getting tens of millions of views. Incredible.
Why the fuck did Thomas the Tank Engine just chime in there? You hear that?
Yeah.
Podcast is getting.
Dude, that song.
Tens of millions of views.
I'm triggered.
Incredible success. That 5% can really numerically change quite a bit. Do your employees get a raise because of that 5% production cost? Are you investing a ton into production costs? Or are you taking whatever isn't allocated to employees to this?
Your brain works in such beautiful ways, Nick. Listen, all right? Listen. I am authentically weird.
Set for yourself. While to the public, 5% can feel silly to argue about, like a very small number, and how they pretty much turned it all into a grovel.
Do you understand how many podcasts break up over percentages? Keep in mind, at Half-Baked, my percentage is 0, just to be clear. But do you know how many podcasts just explode over percentages? It was literally why Baited broke up. There are people who don't know what Baited is now. They literally they named an entire podcast, Catch 33, over... well, I think Clown was like, what, 2% because he wanted Tommy to have more money.
For money. Especially if Ethan's
Yeah, was it like, no, I forgot what, it wasn't 50, 40, 10. I forgot what it was.
argument was that 5% was for production and the staff.
He takes that 5.
Oh yeah, no, Clown was at 34 and he wanted 33, but Tommy would be pulled up and Keem would take the hit.
Which makes Trisha appear like she didn't care about H3 employees. I could also see why Trisha made
No, that's not the numbers. It was something
start to
similar.
feel like she was getting undercut.
I think Clown wanted a small raise, but the intention wasn't for Clown to get the raise. It was for fucking Keem. It was for Tommy. Wait, why am I joining? I don't want to join missions. Cancel. What's happening?
When it came to frenemies and how they pretty much
I've literally never played this game online. This is a disaster.
turned it all into a grovel over money.
Do you see how it looks a little duplicitous?
I think
so, I mean,
cognitive
I'd love
dissonance
to-
literally can destroy a person's mental state.
Oh, that was somebody added that.
Takes that 5.
Okay, yeah.
Are you pulling up clips from your Reddit, Ethan Klein? Are you a hypocrite? Where's the original clip?
Yeah, it's a little duplicitous.
You have an entire team of people who could have got the raw.
I mean, I'd love to explain. So normally when I cover a topic,
we're not doing this.
I don't like to circle back again and again and again. I normally
But then why did you circle back on the pedo point at the very end of the video? That seems like you came back to that to end off the video. Why did you circle back to the pedo argument?
make. That's also why I.
Dude, 34% Anissa rules.
Again, I think that's exploitative. You have not to offend other channels. That make continual topics on people.
Oh, I'm sorry. You meant circle back to covering things again. Like you don't want to make a follow-up video. My bad.
Again, if you feel that's necessary, let me know if I need to turn on my light at any
Yeah, I hate that. I never like uploading more than one video on any individual creator. No, yeah, I totally understand what she's talking
point
about.
too, since the sun's setting over here. Okay. But yeah, so for me, my content, I'll do these deep dives, cover a topic, and then I like to kind of move on. Just because, again, that's my feeling on the matter, especially with the type of content I do, where I'm, covering extensively a subject.
If you're going to cover the same exact situation, two opposite ways that fits into the narrative of your video, it just doesn't feel genuine.
Yeah, I would never make repetitive videos.
Again, maybe I shouldn't have. I should have clarified this, but as far as covering Trisha, again, that's why I didn't, go extensively hard on her. I added text to clarify, like, hey, I don't think she's perfect. I had some things where I was being a little bit snarky towards Trisha, but
dude, her iconic snark mindset has taken over.
Also,
it's her alter ego. She just goes snark mode sometimes, and there's nothing that we can do about it. She's working on it.
This might be kind of upset.
It's one of the things she's trying to work on for her future content.
That if you've criticized her in modern day.
Oh gosh.
Again, no, I just felt like I had done a huge extensive video on my criticism of her. A lot of my criticism is the same. I also think that, growth is there,
I guess I'm not understanding the logic. Because it's not the same, right? It's
But if I can get to the 5%
Yes,
aspect.
please, sorry,
So
go ahead.
after covering that, I kind of sat with it for a while. I think I mentioned this in my live, but she had kind of done a video. And again, this is another situation of this happening where I have to reflect and think about, the ways that I cover content with the idea of someone who's viewing the video, like the subject themselves viewing the video in mind. Because I think she had done a video, like a TikTok, where my, video was in the background, and I forget, it was kind of talking about, how hurt she was from some of these content.
Who cares? Oh my god. Did you really have a nice sob? Because Trisha Paytas is like, this video hurt me so bad. Why was it made? It's like, yo, that's the signal to make another video laughing about it. That's what the based memerinos would be doing, dude. They'd be like, yes.
Some of the content made about her.
Show me your weaknesses.
And so after that, I just kind of reflected on what criticism went too far.
Blood in the water.
Yeah, again,
I would be watching that. I'd be like, dude, I cannot wait to play Fortnite while I'm watching this.
As I was making this video, I was reflecting on that a lot of that former video, yeah, again, I'm not part of...
I like how it's a former video. Dude, my iconic former video.
Your crew, I'm not part of the behind the scenes financials. I don't know what took place. I don't.
Then why are you speculating? If you have literally no idea what you're talking about, you can't use basic logic. Right? Speculating is fine if you're not completely moronic, If you're a total fucking idiot, yeah, we'd probably like it if you didn't speculate, actually.
There's, various allegations, so I can only...
What allegations?
Rape?
No. Like I said, the 5%.
Well, that's not...
The 5% allegation? You mean something that was literally publicly playing out in front of everybody? Are you stupid? Are you just a fucking stupid person?
Allegation.
Are you stupid at everything else? This is not even.
I took 5% more.
Or whether that's fair, whether that's not.
Wait, why are you laughing?
The allegation of whether it's fair? What are you talking about?
When you say 5%,
because it's become a massive, meme at this point. And
does your husband cook? And you're like, are these the breakfast allegations? Do you wake up for breakfast in bed? It's like, these are the breakfast allegations. Yeah, like the fucking food that's sitting in front of you. Is this allegedly... Are these allegedly eggs? Did you allegedly make these scrambled?
And is sort of blown out of proportion. And essentially, I was kind of reflecting on if that was sort of, fair for the internet to sort of make fun of the 5% meme, or, if it was kind of people not taking someone seriously.
Things if 5% is worth a lot, imagine how much 45% is worth.
Right?
Yeah. It's all in relation to
yeah. And again, like I said, my former criticism still holds. It's sad that, a working relationship devolved in that way. But I also think that
dude, you must hate these rock stars that fall out with each other all the time.
I think that, to me, my interpretation as
the criticism still stands. People shouldn't have fallen out. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I wish the Beatles didn't have that. Yeah.
Complete outsider is that, she did see it as a business relationship, and that she wanted someone, a producer.
Thank you.
When digging a hole to hell, it's important to lift with your legs, not your back.
Of some sort, to be there to advocate for her, to make specific choices.
Oh yeah, so
she didn't feel like
I
she was
have
being
talked about
sidelined.
this on the podcast. When she mentioned she wanted a producer, I immediately told her to find someone, and I would pay their salary.
Yeah, I mean, and
Yeah, I mean, wow, really? I'm hearing this for the first... Dude, again, this is all Trump, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. That's all this is. It's Trump, Ruth Bader Ginsburg all over again.
When she mentioned she wanted a producer, I immediately told her to find someone, and I would pay their salary.
Yeah, I mean, and again,
I
just wanted to...
Dude, this is look here.
I immediately told her to find someone, and I would pay their salary.
Here, there, hold on, wait. There it is.
Wow. I didn't know that. I just, you're telling me now for the first time. She led an amazing life.
Dude, literally immediately that. This is every time Ethan makes a point. Wow, really? I'm hearing this for the very first time. Yeah, wow. This is amazing. I didn't know about this.
Yeah, I mean, and again,
I'm pretty
just
sure
wanted
that's
to
even in the
mention
leaked conversations. Too.
Every new piece of information Ethan provides. Wow, yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that. Wow. Oh, Yeah.
Did she leave?
So I wonder, like, what is your actual criticism? Are you saying that you think it's a bad deal for a talent to show up to a show?
Her whole
All they
worldview is
need to
being
do is
shattered right
just-
now. I wouldn't be surprised if she thought she's doing a great fucking job on this podcast. I think I literally I don't even know if she knows where she is right now. Do you know that you're on do you know this is live? Do you know you're being recorded?
Like, what is your actual criticism? Are you saying that you think it's a bad deal for a talent to show up to a show? All they need to do
Dude, I think she thinks she's kicking ass right now. It's like her iconic performance. What are you talking about? She thinks she's winning this
is just
combo.
show up and get 45% of that show's earnings. That's a bad deal in your opinion?
Yeah, of course it is. She just shows up and posts her fucking 3-hour commentary videos. Of course she thinks that's a bad deal.
Talent to show up to a show.
Her entire career is just showing up.
All they need to do is just show up and get 45% of that show's earnings. That's a bad deal in your opinion?
I guess my thing is, I think that she wanted a full business relationship. She didn't want to be the talent. And again, from the statements,
Is that a criticism
I saw,
of me? I mean, that's what kind of how the business was started.
It probably wasn't when the video was made, but I'm sure she's trying to make it one now.
By the way, she was treated as a full partner. I mean, whatever she wanted, she got.
Exactly.
Right?
And so,
but it's
I
not
think
like
that,
she had plans to become an owner of the company, or like there wasn't. I don't know what do you mean by that. That was not part of the discussion.
She called me Julie in the DMs, by the way.
I think she was hitting on you based off of her actions around that time.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. My how would I say? I guess my
Thank you. Watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
This is her second live stream, and she made it to LSF. She is doing great, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing.
You're not wrong. You're not fucking wrong.
Question is, when these sort of collaborative projects are started, like Frenemies, are they treated like a business relationship?
Guys, listen, every one of these things, they're all friendships, all right? It's not about the money. It's about sending a message, okay? Yeah, it has nothing to do with the money. It's not the business, okay? What they're out here to do is be better friends. That's the whole plan.
Relationship, like a collaborative business relationship. So I think that's sort of how it was viewed. Again, I'm not Trisha. I can't.
What's the criticism of me?
I would argue that no one would be friends with Trisha Paytas willingly, unless they're weird.
But that is why the earning is 45%. It's not like a flat fee of like, I don't know, $2,000. It's a lot more than
What's
that.
the criticism of me?
Yeah. So again, reflecting on my former content that I made about frenemies.
No. What is the criticism of me? So reflecting on my former content. No. What is the criticism of him? Please tell me. What is the criticism of him? Hello. Answer a fucking question. Jesus Christ, you're driving me insane.
That was something that I felt like, okay, I could see Trisha's side of wanting a producer that could advocate for her.
She
I could
asked
see
for
her
it, and I offered to pay to.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't know that, so she doesn't know what to say now.
This comment wasn't even in the video, was it? Yeah, I don't think you even talked about that in the
The
video.
producer? Yeah, I don't think did you mention that she wanted a producer?
Yeah.
Yeah. But so that would be a good reason to take 5% extra. If I was like, I'll hire them and I'll pay them. I'm paying my whole
and then the only other
she
thing
never
was,
invested any of her money.
Oh yeah, I paid for the whole set and everything. It was like $50,000 that I never even asked for.
Oh, you paid for the $50,000 cloth?
For a penny from her for that.
And the only other thing was, I think a lot.
Thank you.
There's a KFC in Yemen.
Nick, I've been watching YT for 14 years. Watched the likes of Colossal, iDubbbz, Sargon, Keem, Medicare, Leafy, Jontron, Rakita Law, Sam Hyde, and so many more people. This, with no hyperbole, is the most unwatchable flandering.
Nick just started insulting me viciously on Twitter.
Thank you.
What are people?
Oh, is that one gonna read? I cannot wait for the meeting clip. What is the meeting clip? Oh, that's the next thing that's coming up.
Or laughing at 5% because it seemed like such a small amount in the grand scheme of things. As you said, 40
tweet on Nicholas DeOrio.
Keffels appreciated the shout out.
I can't wait for the meeting clip.
The meeting clip? The meeting between like him and Trisha?
5% is a good cut. What I was trying to say is like, okay, you know, if you're getting millions and millions of views,
Nicholas
you know,
the GOAT, thank you for the $5, my man.
Jesus, I lower the goal and then you guys start drilling this one. Good shit, thank you.
That 5% can end up being more than like what most of us would see, you know? So I could understand how...
yeah, but then the 45% is worth that much more,
Are you
too.
a virgin?
I
No,
mean, yeet?
I'm not. Why would so many people be Googling that?
I meant yeet.
Wait, what? Oh, the yeet clip.
Yeah, of course. And, you know, again, but I'm just trying to... Again, just look at that.
So you changed basically
in my
since you
original
covered
video.
it.
So you're changing your opinion?
Yeah, it sounds like you changed your opinion. So when you made the Trisha video 2 or 3 years.
So why is this video still up? If she constantly is conceding every single argument, surely she thinks this video is bad. There's nothing to defend here because she's not even really defending herself. It is bizarre.
Ago, you were very critical of her making it about the fight.
I know it seems like I always say delete your video. I don't think that deleting should be the first step. If your video is still like salvageable, yeah, you can obviously put a pinned comment, you could remove a segment. There's a ton of things that you can do. But the videos that I choose to cover on this stream are usually so fucking bad that it's not even worth it. It's not even worth salvaging anything from this video. It is not a good video. There's no value to be had by continuing to post about it or whatever. Or to continuing to let it simply persist on this platform. The only reason I could possibly think that this video is still up right now, if it's not just her complete delusion, is because she has like a sponsor obligation and doesn't want to forego any money, which I don't know if the video is sponsored.
5% making about money. Sounds like since then you've changed your opinion and now she was justified in making.
Could you imagine you bully somebody so bad
To
and
make
delete a
me be
video and
friends
it's
with
just like...
Trisha Payetta, it'd look like the scene of Jesse and Walt dragging Saul Goodman into the desert at gunpoint.
Wait, could you imagine? Could you imagine if she had to remove the video, but then she couldn't take down the sponsor obligation, so the video is still up, and the entire thing is just a 1.5 minute like Raid Shadow Legends ad, and then it just ends.
Thinking about the 5%.
Well, again, I didn't look at that in my original video of just how much, like, again, 5% of, you know, again, I don't know the specific numbers. I'm literally just
They need to
spouting.
awkwardly play the H3 clip dunking on Jimmy Lee and have just 2 panels of her cringe and Taylor Lorenz nodding.
Oh my
You
god.
could have milked that so much harder. Big
Think of what we could have
strategy
got if
problem
Ethan
sharing.
was like
I'll
going
help you
demon
maximize your
mode.
money, all right?
If Ethan was demonic, Taylor Lorenz would have been nodding along the entire show.
Random numbers, but 5% of 100 million versus 5% of 100,000 can be different. Also, asking about
It's
whether
not
employees...
100 million.
No, I know, exactly. Yeah, I'm just saying random numbers.
Nick just started
also,
insulting
Thank
me viciously
you.
on Twitter.
Thank you guys for hitting the goal too.
Points I'm just going to say really quickly. I am really glad that the employees got a raise. That was just also my other question.
That's so cool. Who cares? I'm glad that you're glad that the employees got a raise. I'm super happy for you.
Why would you assume?
Answer the fucking questions.
Why would you assume that I'm fucking them over? Like, why would that be the
I wasn't,
automatic assumption? Because I feel like I don't have to come out here. You know, it's funny. If I came out here and was like, everybody's getting a raise and everybody's getting this and that, people would just
everybody gets a raise.
accuse me of
You're like the Oprah of raises.
being performative, and it's nobody's business.
And he's right. He's 100% right.
So I don't need to fucking air out their financial situation to anybody. So like, why should I even have to come out here and talk about?
Dude, that's the thing though. He needs to be the Oprah of. You get a lawsuit funded, and you get $1 million, and you get. Dude, that's what he needs to do. Rich people on YouTube exist solely to give poor people money. That's the only reason that they exist.
Well, because
the financial. Why don't you just trust them to be here of their own accord in a happy financial situation? Like, why do I need to come out here and virtue signal for?
Unfortunately, you are rich, so you're in the position where you have to pay everybody else's bills. I don't make the rules.
Everybody, how great of a boss I am.
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, even in this discussion, the 5% feels silly to argue about, but it was so highly debated over that. That's why I mentioned.
This is somebody who's literally never had anything close to a business. I hope for your sake that your editors and your script helpers and your researchers, I hope for your sake they are very well compensated, and don't get me started on the fucking artists, bro. Because I don't think that you're allowed to have one of those controversies after this.
You know, but the what was I gonna say?
I don't think you answered. I don't think you answered.
I don't want to hear a fucking peep about your late payment or something. Obviously, I don't know. I don't think any of that's actually happened yet. But I don't want to hear a story that you're late to paying, or somebody hasn't gotten their fucking money, or somebody feels like you shorted them, or,
What's the name of
or somebody did work that you didn't
Keemstar
want. So you didn't pay. You cannot have
Mr.
that
Oreo.
argument.
Nick, do you agree if this was 2014, this would be compared to the mundane Matt kill stream? This is really bad to watch, bro. How are you not cringing right now?
There have been a lot... Dude, I think that the mundane Matt kill stream, two things have happened to that. One, all the people on that, with the exception of Jim, have flagged videos, so that doesn't hit as hard anymore. But if we're going back to the time that it was posted, I think that that has been emulated so many times in the last fucking 2 years that I am just stunned. The amount of content like, we had years of good content, and then we have just been so overstimulated in the past 2 years that everything just feels like an escalation of what's come before it. You know? I'm like desensitized to this level of buffoonery. I'm sorry, I feel like I just morphed into Moist Critical for a second. I will never use that phrase again.
But what was I gonna say? No,
I don't think
sorry.
you answered. I don't think you answered my question. So, do you feel like it's a bad deal for a talent to get?
But to be clear, your argument is correct. This is very much like the Jarbo thing. She's just... Well, actually, no. The Jarbo thing is he lied for hours and wasted everyone's time. She's conceding for hours and wasting everyone's time. It's actually different.
45% of a show that they just show up to, they don't.
Yeah, so that brings up what I was gonna say. I think that almost anyone would take that.
Thank you for that shekel.
There's a KFC in Yemen.
All this criticism about money of a Jewish creator is the definition of a microaggression.
True.
These guys should know better.
Well, again, but you got to remember, whilst this was happening, and I do mean whilst this was happening, and they're arguing over this 5%, wasn't Trisha like fetishizing Jews? And like saying that she wants to convert and wants to marry a Jewish man, calling Ethan Jewy, like all this was happening, and she was like sitting here foaming out the mouth, wanting to fuck every Jew or something. Like that was the thing that was happening while she's fighting over 5%.
Initially. And then I think when there becomes these big blowouts.
Like she never gets the shit. The Palestine comments that she made are arguably worse than anything you can find of Ethan, and maybe with the exception of the one that they've apologized for in support of whatever guy that was bad or something. I don't even remember the guy's name.
Where, you're sort of, seen as the crazy one in a podcast. And then you get this huge wave of internet backlash. But these, massive viral podcasts, and they're all on, the H3 podcast channel. You're not, essentially what I was trying to say is, across the board, it wasn't just the Frenemies episodes, but other videos as well that were seeing a huge boost in viewership. You were probably seeing a huge boost in subscribers.
What do you think was happening?
Dude, Ethan Klein was the only one who was getting good viewership off of Frenemies. There wasn't certainly another person who was involved there who was also having a career revitalization that would actually go on to bounce back and help them long term better than they probably could have fended for themselves.
A large audience, fan base.
Are you aware that
the biggest problem with Ethan Klein's Frenemies show is it gave Trisha a lifeline, and I will never forgive him for that.
For Frenemies, she had a podcast that couldn't even.
I am that much of a hater.
Break 10,000 views. It was canceled by the podcasting network because it was just it was costing them money. They weren't making any money. Her career was fucking.
It was mutual.
It wasn't in a good
no,
place.
It was definitely mutual.
She was literally on life support, is what he's too nice to say here.
Should I own a piece of her fucking her media empire?
If this
Nicholas the goat,
dude, if
thank you
this
for
was
the
a
$5,
FaZe
my man.
Clan, if this was like a FaZe Clan business contract, he'd be making money off of whatever she's doing right now. Dude, if FaZe Banks wrote this contract, they would still be paid out. Like Ethan would be still garnishing wages
for putting a show on with her.
Again, I think like it was just on.
All right, I don't know if banks would do that, but I don't know who the fuck made some of those crazy contracts back in the day.
You know, your channel. So I think over time,
but we made it.
There can get that sense that, you know, again, you're getting this huge wave of internet backlash. Another person's channel is skyrocketing. Feelings are, you know, you're going to feel a certain way about that.
She made millions of dollars from that show.
That is
by
not
the way.
accurate to how things went.
Yes.
I mean, she got a huge spike out of it, just as much as our channel did, and it was mutual.
Why did she get backlash?
And plus, if anything, for a talent...
Yeah, why did she get backlash? That's a good question. Ethan brought up a good question, guys. What made Trisha Paytas get backlash?
And to not even have to post
Is
anything.
it A, her personality, B, the things she said, or C, her general unlikability? There's also option D, all of the above.
Thing. Kind of makes the deal even more generous. She didn't even have to post it anywhere. We posted it on our channel. She literally just showed up.
All the risk.
Like, show me another place that has a deal like that. I don't think you would find it.
Also, Gila, what people would say is that by posting it on your channel, you're the only ones directly benefiting, which isn't accurate, but I wouldn't necessarily describe it as such a positive where it's like you don't even have to post it. Because I'm sure she would have liked seeing some of those numbers hit her feed too.
You're kind of. I have to correct you. You're talking about Trisha like she's the victim, but the reason she was getting backlash is because she was wanting to fire my entire crew.
Yeah, I mean that would be a reason why people wouldn't like her, probably. Especially if she's like vocally shitting on Dan, if she's crying about Gila, calling her the fucking C word. I mean, there's like tons of reasons why she chased away the audience. And split this thing in two.
Which is a company that she has.
Not to mention this podcast that made them millions of dollars likely created the H3 snark that they're having the problems with in current day, right? Like the people who hated him after this, who built H3 snark into what it actually was, they're not from Hassan Piker's audience. They're not from the commentary community. They fucking hate us. You know where they're from? The Frenemies breakup. That's where there was a revitalized interest to follow this dude around and archive every single thing he says. Okay, so yeah, he made millions of dollars off of this. Yeah, Trisha made millions of dollars off of this. But the problem that we're talking about in current day also is associated with this.
No.
So I mean, she's accountable for her own.
She invested in this company. She was not here the years before or after Frenemies.
Yeah, also she completely devoured the family. Dude, I mean, not that Moses is like an ideal person even without Trisha, but yeah, no, Ethan brought this person on, made a shitload of money, and then she took over the family, and yeah, that's, I mean, this psychopath is now his sister-in-law, so.
That was just.
He paid dividends.
So inappropriate.
He paid for that 5%, okay? He paid for that.
For her to ask to fire the whole crew.
Oh, and also, yes, you're correct. Moses was on set and advocated for her constantly.
Yeah, and again, you know, I
Trisha Paytas is a lot like herpes. Once you get her, she never leaves your family.
Saw a video where she suggested that she didn't want to fire the whole crew. So I'm watching these videos.
It's all on
I'm
record,
listening to you.
I think it's all on record.
Yeah, and I'd love to see that. You know, as and
I think the thing I said when I saw this happen is like, was it worth it? And I got to be honest with you. Finding out they made millions of dollars, it might have been worth it.
And for this, I did see multiple sources. Like I saw your video, I saw her video, I saw different, you know, you know, so.
Seems like not.
I don't believe you saw that. Oh, wait, hold on. Hila, please say what I'm thinking.
Your video, I saw her video, I saw different, you know, you know, so.
Seems like not enough, because even in this screenshot, you can see that Ethan says he wants to hook up the crew for extra work.
And then
that is in release text that she released at the time. So you would have had access to this information, for example.
But also I says I was wanting to hook up the crew for the extra work, but then your immediate reaction was he's not paying his crew extra, is he? Sorry to put a voice like that. I didn't mean to.
Jesus Christ, Ethan. You're trying to be... Dude, he's trying to be nice so bad, but it's sneaking through.
To make you sound like that. That wasn't fair.
That was not my reaction.
Yeah.
I was just...
I was significantly less devious when I was thinking.
Wondering, you know, how everything was out. Again, the intricacies of this business relationship, it was an internet phenomenon. It's kind of, fascinating.
Yeah, a well documented one that you could have just Googled and figured out.
Years later to return to and
I cannot stress this enough. I'm going to say it one more time. After she started getting hate, she's like, "Why didn't Ethan Klein reach out to me?" I'm not even kidding you. I'm not even kidding you. I cannot stop laughing about it. Thank you.
It is very much an internet phenomenon.
I appreciate I appreciate the clarification on those aspects. As far as, again, I think another aspect.
Why the fuck do they owe you a clarification on anything? You shoot from the hip, make a really bad video, and you're like, "Thank you for clearing that up." To fucking who? You're the reason they have to clear it up. You just published a bunch of shit, made it their problem, and now you're thanking them oh, thank you for clearing the questions up that nobody had up prior to this.
Fact is the fact
nobody who matters
that it's on your channel. You guys do have more control over the situation, so I think that wanting a producer,
but
who would be able to advocate.
Imagine the entitlement that you make a horrible video, so somebody has to sit down and walk you through it as you concede every single conceivable talking point, and trying to paint that as like a good thing that happened instead of your own fucking incompetence. This person is insufferable.
No. Maybe I don't know. Again, I cannot speak for someone else. I can't.
I feel like there's been an effort by Snarkers and Trisha fans to kind of rewrite history.
You can't speak for other people, but they're the ones who basically stealth wrote your video. Because you don't know any of this shit. You don't know anything that you're talking about. You have literally no idea where we are. You don't even know who you're talking to. This is insane.
A little bit.
Because that point only
She has no knowledge of any of this. It's all bizarre.
Up towards the end when things pretty much kind of blew up and the show never happened again. That was not like something that was building up. She wasn't regularly asking for a producer and not being met with the request. Like that is not something that was part of the
Do you like Trisha? Are you
history.
a Trisha fan?
Actually, I don't watch her.
Please don't divulge into an entire life story. Just answer a fucking question.
Her show, I got the impression that she did not like me from, showing the video in the back. And I feel bad about that, and I've reflected on my own content in that way.
I hope you find out that I don't like you, and I hope you feel really fucking bad about it. I would like nothing more than for you to hear my voice and go, "Oh, wow, this makes me feel really bad." I would feel... it would bring me joy in life. It'd be the only thing that brings me joy in life, okay?
Again, that's why I think about these things and try to revisit it from that lens.
I hope you try to revisit your idea of content creation and quit.
But I also think that, again, I
think you should stop thinking. I think that's your problem.
Like that she shows her children in her content at all.
Again, how about that she shows her asshole on Twitter timeline? I think that's a bigger problem, especially when there's crumbs in it.
Like that we show our
I don't think she does that anymore.
Children in our content too. That was another thing you raised.
Mm-hmm. And someone,
that we were hypocritical.
Went into my aunt's, Instagram page and showed a...
Yeah, she showed up to somebody. She called into a show of two people she insinuated were pedophiles. And she's like, "Wow, you've really taught me so much. I've learned so much from this. Oh, my future content is going to be so much better after this."
On Nicholas DeOrio.
You insinuated these people are pedophiles, you fucking freak.
Photo of my child that my aunt posted to try and say that I was being hypocritical, which I did not think. I thought that was gross.
Yeah.
She's not a smiling friend. I can't even fucking begin to tell you the clip that I saw today on my Twitter timeline that immediately jumped into my head the second I read that comment.
That's horrible. That's fucking horrible. I really wish nobody would ever do anything like that. That's fucked up.
But yeah, I mean, again, that's just a consistent commentary.
I didn't tell anyone to do that. I mean, the opposite. And I'll tell people now, don't fucking do that. The whole point of this is to have like a productive and as much as we can, a civil conversation about this, right? Like,
"Hi, you're watching a cool cartoon clip from the Cool Autistic Gamers 7772.
I just want people to listen to what we're saying and not take anything offline to her or her family. Like, please do not ever fucking do that on behalf of me to her or anybody.
Was that on the H3 sub? Could you imagine you go to a clip on the H3 subreddit and you pull up a fucking clip where it's like, "Hi, all. This is a cool cartoon clip from the Cool Autistic Gamers 7772. Or something. Dude, could you imagine if you pull up like Yeet had that, "Hi, this is the cool commentary clip from the Cool Autistic Gamer."
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think same here, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean,
774, sorry.
Obviously.
No, and I believe you
think,
100% on that, for sure.
Yeah, and yeah, and I think that if anyone does that, that's fucked up.
Dude, somebody needs to start tagging all the clips by inserting their stupid avatar and becoming the cool autistic gamer of the commentary community. So when we go and pull these fucking things up on stream, we're really lazy and we don't want to find the full context. We get greeted with like the fucking cool autistic gamer.
And that's something that I'd make a fucking video on, you know? Yeah, I think that as far as, you know, I've made a lot of commentary on, you know, family channels and family influencers because, you know, I think that they've gone too far. Yeah, and so I think that that was, you know, as far as, you know, essentially a lot of the video was, you know, talking about how, you know, you guys are sort of legacy YouTubers, you know? I think that's a good way to describe it.
Dude, they've been discontinued by the brand. Ethan Klein got discontinued a few years back. They're still supporting him for the next couple of years. He's a legacy. He's got a legacy serial number.
And so, you know, essentially seeing a lot of, you know, the issues that I talk about kind of be brought up in terms of...
Is he playing against bots?
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
When I'm annoyed, it makes me... I find joy in slaughtering thousands of bots as Kylo Ren. I don't know what it is. During peak times of my life, I find joy in slaughtering hundreds of people.
Like, you know, criticism against you both is just something that, you know, I talk about in the video because of that reason. I don't know. Are you guys freaking on the same level as family channels? No. You know, do you guys...
Are you on the same level of child abuse that occurs on family channels? This is insane. Shows their kid one time on camera, which I don't even think is a good thing, for the record. Are you on the same level as family vlogs?
Exploit your children in that same level? No. I think that would be hyperbolic.
I don't...
Hyperbolic? Hyperbolic?
I don't think we exploit our children at all. I mean, their appearances on our... and our content...
Yeah, she just said yeah.
...has been minuscule. I mean, it's just to the same level as...
Oh, you've had Tylenol? That's like crack. Why do you do crack?
Even I'll say it's a little offensive.
You can probably count it on one hand, the amount of times.
Yeah, and they've all been times where they were like really wanting...
Okay, so apparently it's more than once, to be clear.
...to be involved. Or I'll tell you a large reason...
And that's a bad argument, because who cares if a kid wants to be on the YouTube channel? Tell them no.
DeOrio. You showed an image of Teddy coming up to me on the podcast. And the reason, at first I was like, no, don't come on. That's how I started. But I felt like it was creating a weird, I didn't want him to feel like there was some weird thing about, and that he was doing something wrong by wanting to come up and say hi to me, or just, there was like a very strange boundary there that wouldn't make a lot of sense to a kid. So instead I decided on, for their benefit, to treat it more natural. Like if they're here in the studio and they...
My problem isn't even necessarily the visual of like the child being publicly on there. Because eventually, I mean, it's as much as you try, you might find yourself in the position of Cruel World Happy Mind, where an unsuspecting, I'm not going to call him a stupid family member, but an unsuspecting family member accidentally leaks your fucking kid onto the internet and then people get it, which I obviously disavow showing. The thing that I absolutely hold against Ethan in that regard is the oversharing in terms of their health updates and stuff like that. I think that is a totally valid thing to criticize Ethan for, right? Oversharing in regards to kids' health updates and speculating on diseases and stuff like this is, it's not like victim blaming the fucking Jardia clip, but ultimately that's significantly dumber than just showing somebody's face, right? I think that you should probably avoid that stuff in the future, and I think that would be a stronger argument than the one that she presents.
Want to come say hi, I let them do it, instead of making it a weird, awkward thing where they are confused.
Because like that's too much information. The audience doesn't need to know any of that.
And they feel like they did something wrong.
Don't share anything an insurance company can hold against your kid in the future. That's another good argument.
You know what I mean? So that was a conscious decision as a parent to do what I thought was in their interest.
Really like you.
Why?
I mean, obviously, I'm lucky where, you know, I make edited content. There's been a time where, you know, my child...
would you call this edited content? I mean, it looks like it, right? I guess it appears to be that way.
I was about to go to bed and wanted to say goodnight and, went to say goodnight. And then I was able to edit that out of a video.
Wait, what? I'm lucky that I make edited content because your kid just stumbled into the frame and you were able to edit it out of the video? Wow, aren't you lucky? They have doors that lock.
Because, I was in the middle of filming. At the same time, I'll be...
In the middle of filming a fucking YouTube video?
Completely honest, 100% honest about my personal opinion on this. Because I make commentary on a lot of family channels and I've seen a lot of fucked up shit where people use their children for, there's a lot of creepy people on the internet, anyone can see your children, so that's one aspect of why I care a lot about, children not being seen online. I also think that, until children are...
I largely agree with her on this position.
...of age, they just, don't have the cognizant ability to really consent to what's being shown or produced of them. Anyone, can take a clip of that.
Your child might grow up fucking hate you, loathing every single thing, and you might have had them on the show being front and center. It's like, dude, I'm sorry, just because you think that you're doing a good thing doesn't necessarily mean your kid's going to want to be associated with it in the future, right?
And,
do you work with this person?
As have been said...
Sorry,
what?
Sorry to cut you off. Do you work with this person, Content Crash Out?
No.
Because this is you use this clip from their page.
Hassan Piker has lost all of his marbles. The Mueller bros
so it
are
was zoomed
gone,
in before.
people.
Okay.
And you actually, I saw you left a comment saying that this person was a good, reputable source. Have you seen their content? Do you know how?
Oh, is this like the drugs person? The real team member. Okay, this is a Reddit post. Who zooms in on the leg? Content crashed out. I couldn't help remember TikTok when Ethan asked why she chose to zoom in on the leg. Oh, he's getting a live update from somebody who's watching the debate on Reddit. That's so funny.
Ranged and anti-Semitic and obsessive and concerning it is. Like, they're probably one of the most deranged, concerning, obsessed
I'm not familiar with this
snarkers in the game
what is
right
Monty
now.
King to you?
A person?
And
Thank
you
you.
co-signing that is
Nicholas DeOrio?
really, really, really not cool.
She has no
I
idea.
can show you their content if you haven't reviewed it.
That's the thing. She literally probably has no fucking idea. She probably sourced one clip from them and said, "Oh, these guys are a great resource," and has no idea what was posted because I don't even know it was on there. So
deranged.
Okay.
Would you like to see it? I mean,
yeah, sure. I mean, because
she literally has no fucking idea.
To be honest, me making a general statement right now about another person's...
That's not a general statement. What are you fucking talking about?
I recommend watching.
Me make a
Nicholas
general
DeOrio's
statement? An
latest
endorsement
video.
is a general statement? I'm sorry. I'm getting too mad. Hold on.
No, to be honest.
Surely she doesn't mean that. Okay, hold on.
Me making a general statement right now about another person's page, I just can't really...
by the way, here's the... So this is the video
Hassan
you used.
Piker has lost all...
If you go to the comments, you'll see he's so far gone.
He's starting to look like Nosferatu.
Yikes, what's happening?
Jesus Christ.
Addiction. Right. Who, by the way...
All right, I don't care about the comments. We can move forward there. Let's see the videos.
So to include this clip, again, is to accuse me of taking drugs.
Because of his tics.
I do
to
think
clarify,
that is
because
a
of a
little
neurological disorder
because
that I
he
don't
has
have control
Tourette's
over.
that manifest in sniffing sometimes, or in, different clearing the throat, whatever it is.
I'll also say, before this snarking phenomenon, I went my whole life with people being super understanding and caring, and like never weaponizing that or making me feel other for that, until I met these snarkers who now have used it, including Anissa and this guy here especially.
Again, and I've gone through this and I've explained this. So, dude, it's just safe edgy. They take things that you could that typically or whatever aren't like the ones they have to defend, and they push their energy that would otherwise be spent using racial slurs or homophobic slurs or in some cases, ableist slurs, and they attack other things that they think they can get away with. The ableist ones are kind of back on the menu, though. I think that a lot of these people use terms like retard and stuff. Like, it's back in the news. But yeah, it's just like safe, edgy things that they think that they can get away with because Hassan Piker has said them in the last 8 months or whatever.
Of criticism. My neurological disorder.
Like, iDubbbz is the perfect person. He's gone literally from insulting people or whatever or using the N-word and the F slur to just going at it in different ways by like navigating more safe versions of those same types of phrases.
I was
that affect different groups of people that aren't specifically the ones that are, I guess, being defended at the time.
Born with, that I can't control, that has been a huge obstacle in my life. Sitting in front of a camera with this is participating in the weaponization of a truly debilitating neurological disorder I've got, right? And that's this is I have never been the victim of this. I would never even imagine of accusing someone of being ableist when it comes to me. But you truly are participating in an ableist harassment campaign that presupposes that my uncontrollable neurological disorder, Tourette's, is the result of drug abuse.
I mean, first I want to say I'm really sorry about that, that, people have been weaponizing that and that you feel that way.
And that you feel that way. What is this therapy ass language? What is happening? I'm sorry that you feel that way.
Weaponized it.
But I do want to ask.
Yeah, that is the first sorry. That is the first sorry. I didn't even realize she could make those words with her mouth.
Ask, do you think, and this is, I guess, where...
Oh, no. Oh, God. This is not the... Wait, so it's a sorry immediately into an escalation. Oh, so it's not really a sorry.
I do feel like sometimes the use of this idea that using from one source could be essentially a thought terminating cliche. I want to ask, do you think that me using a clip from something is co-signing whatever is on that clip?
It depends, right?
Wait, okay, so did she not? I thought he said that this clip, that she endorsed that clipper. Is that not the case? Because I apologize if that's not the case.
All of the, you know what I mean?
It depends what's in the clip.
Sometimes I could be using that
using
clip
unedited footage,
different context,
or are using a clip
Nicholas,
that has a clear editorial perspective?
I appreciate
Because if
Thank you.
you are using a clip with a clear editorial perspective, then you're obviously...
Because whatever they're saying here is wildly irrelevant if she literally verbally endorses this account.
co-signing the footage if you're not correcting it, right? If you're just like, you can source from snark. There's nothing inherently wrong with that, right?
Because what I've tried to say through the video is this
Nicholas
is what...
the GOAT,
Thank
you for the $5, my man.
Thank you for hitting the goal, by the way. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome per usual.
Online commentary is that, does that mean I'm co-signing that online commentary automatically if I do that?
If you don't,
and the way you
if
use
you
that,
don't
yes.
go on to add another opinion of your own, like this is what people are saying, but of course it is baseless, or people are throwing crazy accusations.
You did co-sign it literally in the video.
Oh no, she doesn't remember?
You did. Literally. In the setup to that clip, you literally co-signed it.
If you just use it without any...
I don't think I did.
Critical,
Oh no. Oh, she has no idea what she's... I thought she was dumb. I thought she didn't know what Ethan said. I thought she didn't know what... I didn't know she didn't know what she said.
Explanation, then yes, you are.
Like, imagine I'm going to use...
how you use it.
I'm going to use something really hyperbolic, right? So forgive me, and I'm not accusing of this, but imagine if I wanted to make a point about socialism and nationalism, and I really wanted to impart the importance of that. And in doing so, I pulled up a clip of Adolf Hitler. And again, pardon the extremity of it, but I don't criticize.
He pulls up like the AI video where it's like, I asked Poland to surrender 9 times.
I just go, this is a great commentary from Adolf Hitler about the need for social cohesion and nationalism and socialism. And I think that we can all draw from. And I don't give any, and I'm just like, here's Hitler, right? He's making a great point. I mean, clearly people would see that as a clear endorsement of Adolf Hitler, right? You wouldn't be like,
I really like.
You know, hey, I didn't.
Again, none of this is relevant if she verbally shouts it out. You can. This argument doesn't even need to happen. If she says like these guys post great videos, like it doesn't matter.
Endorse the guy. Like clearly.
I am interested in the smoking gun, not the discourse around it.
Be an endorsement of Adolf Hitler for me to
But
just.
again, it's, you know, as opposed to.
She endorsed it in writing. Oh, so is it not verbal? It was in the script.
I can't use that same example, but I'm trying to think of a similar example to use because but you know, it's someone has said this, here's a
oh, it's a comment. So she left a comment
clip of this being.
I'm sure they're gonna show it though. Like we'll see it eventually.
Said, or people became concerned of this behavior, this type of behavior. Here's a clip of this. You know what I mean? It's not the same as kind of the example that you just.
Adolf Snarkler
said,
but you never inserted. You never insert another opinion or an opposing opinion, so it seems like you're agreeing with it. If your whole video.
Wait, they showed that before? What did they show? What did I skip?
It's just the words that you're saying sound great, but the action is
I do think, you know, I don't think that's entirely fair either.
I'm getting on my chat.
Entirely fair either with this video. I think that there's many times that I do try and look at your side, and I think that's a mischaracterization. Either you didn't watch the full video.
Oh, dude, this is insane. Hold on. So now, after sitting here and conceding for an hour and a half, she's decided, nah, we're gonna fight.
Entirely fair either. I don't think that's entirely fair either with this video.
Oh, what was the point?
You're endlessly trying to be unbiased, and you haven't tried once.
Forward.
Yeah.
You haven't tried once in this video to be unbiased. It's just the words that you're saying sound great, but the action is
I do think, you know, I don't think that's entirely fair either. I don't think that's entirely fair either with this video. I think that there's many times that I do try and look at your side, and I think that's a mischaracterization.
I think that she's so stupid, she probably thinks she's trying to do that.
Either you didn't watch the full video, or, you know, that's...
You've only watched the, like, huge percentage of it that you've walked back in this fucking stream. Right?
Do you remember a specific moment in your video?
I think iDubbbz, the iDubbbz situation is is one of the most prominent ones in my mind.
Wow, you didn't dive on the live grenade that was iDubbbz? You're so virtuous.
You know, I essentially
we can pull
agree
it up.
With your
I'm
point.
curious what that looks like. Can you tell me a specific sentence so we can search the manuscript?
Yeah, I mean.
Or just like a word.
I could go off of my research
part?
itself.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
Let me know.
Content crash out. You said, I appreciate you. As you probably know, I've been following your page and sourced from you.
All right, this is an endorsement. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
A person?
You gotta be fucking kidding me. You've gotta be fucking. So it's not in the video. Just to clarify, it's appreciate you. I've been following your page. And I've been sourcing from you. Okay.
I believe mostly the Palestine and Downward Spiral chapters. Appreciate your coverage greatly, you said. Now this person...
I would be... Oh, wait. This is... Now we get to watch the content. All right, hold on.
...is singularly obsessed with me and Hila, and specifically about my Jewishness.
Dude, his iconic Jewish nature has come up for questioning.
And like deranged conspiracy theories of the most obscene order.
No response here. No response. Should I start bringing back the soundboard chat, or is the soundboard a bad meme that they're going to complain about in the YouTube comment section? I don't know.
So
this does kind of sound like if iDubbbz got a soundboard.
Conspiracy theories of the most obscene order. So
yeah, I mean,
do you agree? So you follow this person closely?
So I would say that again, the videos that I sourced from them were not. You know,
I was a big fan of all the non-anti-Jew videos they make.
I can't speak to, you know, what you feel like are really offensive videos. Sorry, not to say what you feel like, but I feel like, you know, again, I haven't seen all of their videos to know.
Okay. I just confused because you said, I've been following your page and source from you. I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
yeah, sure. Maybe you didn't see all their videos by that.
Yeah,
logic.
like the reason why I said that is I feel like on TikTok you can probably see when a creator like saves a video, you know. So I just felt like they could probably
Oh.
see that, you know.
So you
and
saved the
as
video
you could
though.
see,
You said the editor put it in.
The one that again I wasn't sure about the
Oh
zoom in. Whether
no!
that came from
That was in their
you know,
video.
an editor.
That was
or-
from the one
So wait, so she just got caught lying?
you
It's
downloaded.
identical.
I think she kind of insinuated earlier, after all that she did put it in. Wait.
Oh, it's from this video.
Yeah, no, exactly. So
Wait, so this is kind of Boulder Matt, right?
what I was
now?
going to say is I wasn't sure if that came from an editor, but now looking at it, it's clear it came from this page itself. So what probably happened is, again,
Rudy was
Oh no!
you know,
Dude, wait, she just sat here and lied for how long?
added a timestamp. It's okay.
Now wait a minute, Matt!
Added a timestamp into
Now wait a minute!
my script, you know, from that. I
You lied to
saved
us for an hour!
it, added it in. So
She misspoke earlier. She seems to misspeak a lot. She probably wrote those misspeaks into the script that she prepared.
yeah, it was.
Is this where
it
you
was-
heard that
was on
Hila
me.
called babies terrorists? Because this person also
at 2 years old to kill Americans.
they made
Yeah,
this.
so again,
Are taught to kill us at 2 years old.
That's pretty spicy.
Yeah. Do we have that
I
one?
mean,
Like Kamala.
That's
so,
not really
you know,
a fair
to be
edit.
to be completely and totally honest, there was multiple pages and sources that have shown
Sure.
that clip.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. But
I believe that.
Did you source?
Actually.
Multiple sources, you know, where, and that's where it's hard, again, going to the original source, you know, because
Do you
I
see
saw
how many videos this person's
multiple-
made about me? Does this look healthy? Honestly,
Yeah, dude, I hate people who make a lot of videos on a subject.
if you're sourcing from them, I'm concerned. Like literally, can you
So
see all
again,
these?
specifically
No,
that
I'm-
video that you saved and included in your video, just like scroll through the comments. All the comments are about how Ethan is a drug addict. And specifically that zoom on the tattoos, there are comments about it. Is that from
mean, again-
scratches? Is
Are you
that
seeing
from
this?
injections of drugs? Like that is in the comments. So, but it's interesting to me that
Dude, who the fuck injects drugs like that?
you chose to save that
Where they have like a fucking huge line up their leg.
video and include it.
Oh, this one they're calling Hila a Nazi for getting a Star of David tattoo. Watch
With
this
everything that's
one.
been going on and
Okay,
what
let's
I'm
see.
going through, I almost feel like I want to do it the most in your face possible way that I can, and I feel like
sure.
I kind of want to tattoo a blue Star of David on my hand.
Blue. Have you showed this on the show that you got the Star of David
Not
tattoo?
yet. Today is my
Well, this
first
is
time. The comments were very interesting. We got lots
To be
of mixed
100%
reviews.
fair,
Mixed reviews meaning like
you
no
guys
Sorry.
have called me a Nazi.
Say what?
Are you fucking serious? Is that your justification?
To be 100% fair, you guys have called me a Nazi.
Well, we can get
you
into
know?
that if you want to.
Did you get a Star of David tattooed on your arm? Are you a Jew who got a Star of David tattooed on their arm?
We can definitely get into, and I mean, one of the reasons that I called you that is something you edited out of the video, which was you said
Yeah,
that
which-
I was.
But to
You said I was
but
in-
to
in- you said I was
Are you saying
imparted at birth
Yeah.
with Israeli ideals and indoctrinated at birth as an American Jew.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking insane. That's like super offensive, deeply anti-Semitic.
which-
so obviously,
which
are you
I
a Nazi?
didn't-
No, but like my point was that was an extraordinarily anti-Semitic view to hold. Something that's very popular amongst Nazis, neo-Nazis, American neo-Nazis, etc.
Which I would love to have a conversation about that.
I
As
mean,
far as
you'd
this
love to
page
have a
goes,
conversation.
I
No,
think that,
fuck you. You don't want to have a conversation. You just abruptly cut that part out of your video because you were getting hate in your fucking replies. You'd probably hope that conversation never comes back again.
you know, again, going back to my point.
Thank you.
The goat.
Ah. I don't know what those words mean. They're not advertiser friendly.
Of wanting to cover what is the internet saying, you know, but I do think, again, because you know, funny enough, my neighbor is a journalist and a writer, and we're talking about this and essentially how online forums, you know, you should stay away from in general, if you want to sort of have, good coverage. So, yeah, I think that was a really positive, conversation sort of about this.
Yeah, I don't care. How come you're on this dude's fucking account endorsing this after you said you didn't endorse him?
I do think that, again, it's hard when it comes to covering internet situations, though, because you can't,
I mean, you could try. You could put, like, the bare minimum effort in. I would say maybe you could just go and stream and, like, do the research live in front of everybody, but I think that would probably showcase how bad your research is, or it would provide more of these videos for me to react to. I don't know. Either way, I win.
She was kind of talking about, as a journalist, how often she goes directly to a source.
Who?
Can't, she was kind of talking about, as a journalist, internet situations, though, because you can't, she was kind of talking about, as a...
Who is she? Who?
I do think that it was a really positive, conversation sort of about, good coverage. So, yeah, I think that was a really positive, conversation sort of about this. I do think that, again, it's hard when it comes to covering internet situations, though, because you can't, she was kind of talking about, as a journalist, how often she goes directly to a source. How does that translate online?
Is this like Taylor, like, splunking in Roblox?
You didn't reach out to me one time.
We have hours and hours and hours of footage every week. Like,
yeah, but also you didn't reach out to me when you were.
All the sources are on the internet, and as well as, for example, the Trisha fallout, it was all documented. Like, pretty much all the stuff.
Yeah, she's kind of blind firing, claiming that clips are deleted, but then now we're finding out that she didn't even Google JonTron Ethan Klein. So I don't know how sympathetic I can be for that.
You're talking about our stuff that are online available.
But also you didn't reach out.
I mean, her research is so shit. She probably thinks that Ethan Klein went on Joe Rogan and talked about big black guys. You've all seen the clip of Joe Rogan and Ethan Klein, right? Dude, the Ethan Klein Joe Rogan podcast has been deleted.
Out to me once during the making of the video.
Again, so as I'm moving forward, but I mean, let's talk about the likelihood of, like, how likely would you have responded. In the past, I've sort of written it off as, like, people are not going to respond if I reach out to them for comment.
So you don't try? I mean, it sounds like when you started talking. It sounds like when you started talking about it, that you're doing a video about us. Some of our fans were also your fans, and they even made a post about it. So it's very much doable, actually.
I do think
the word got around. The word got around to our subreddit, which we do check regularly.
How do you make a 3-hour video in 2 weeks? What was it, like 2-3 weeks maximum? How do you do that? On a situation you don't even know anything about. How do you manage to, is the arms race for creating content so bad that we're shitting out 3-hour documentaries in 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand your point, though.
Oh, she claims she worked on it for months. Oh, my mistake.
I think a lot of creators probably either wouldn't see it or wouldn't respond. So understand what you're. I understand, like, in general.
To be honest, though, that is something that I could have done, is reached out to someone for an opinion piece, one-on-one messaging, that kind of thing. That being said,
again, it's not even required. You could have just done basic research and made a better video, right? Like, that's not a required thing. It's funny that you begged for it after the fact when people were shitting on you. Immediately, you wanted a fucking an interview, a conversation about it, or whatever. But no, it's not required to make a video. Basic research skills is required.
As far as, online opinion pieces, online sort of, edits that are sort of, very clearly, opinion based or that kind of thing. I should base my, if I want to include that in the first place, I should sort of base my research.
Good. That's great. I don't care about the future. Why is the video still up? Please, why is the video still up? Why are you keeping this video up? Why are we talking about future videos? You're not going to double back here. You're not going to do anything involving this scenario. What are you doing to mitigate this problem in current day?
All on original sourcing, and then sort of go through and add, okay, this person, this online comment.
Her response is, I suck. I make bad videos. My videos suck. My whole career is a lie. I suck. And you know what? I'm not going to do a damn fucking thing about it. I'm just going to continue. I'm going to suck less in the future, maybe.
And feels this way, include that. This person feels this way, include that.
By the way, the person who was counting how many times she said, we've been here for like fucking 5 hours. That person quit 25 minutes ago. There has been a person here since the very beginning of the stream I think they were up to like 400. They have quit the stream. They have given up.
Sort of my conclusion from the matter. You know, I think that that's kind of, but that was my intention with that, is showing
438,
you know, online commentary and online clips. A lot of times when I included this person, it's not like, this is what
God bless their mental health. I hope they're still with us.
Happened. I mean, at least that's what I hope it was. I mean, I can look through and do a, you know, 100% review, but it's like, okay, this is the commentary happening.
Thank you.
Online,
so,
you know.
Godzilla is out here messaging crypto scammers and getting responses and statements. It's not rocket science.
Want to finish this because this one, I just want to finish this video. This one here
Racist
with the
people.
Star David tattoos.
Jessica Klein reposted comparing a keffiyeh to a swastika.
I mean, clearly people were very supportive because it had a lot of likes and it did well in the subreddit.
I don't
so
know
it's
what
really-
my sister retweeted. I find it weird that they're including what my sister does on social.
I didn't even know this guy had a sister
I
until
think you
this
were
very
thinking of the
moment.
Truman Yano.
Oh yeah, the Truman Show. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
To see people are
Update.
encouraging
Twitter's saying that Pokimane has now contacted the fiance. For people who are really here for that story today, the Pokimane update that you've been waiting for, she has apparently contacted the fiance, according to XAI.
you know, not backing down and embracing your identity.
Yeah.
Someone now got a worse tattoo than Ethan. I mean, that's kind of funny.
Do
It is
you-
also racist.
Can I
though.
ask something?
I just want to finish the clip.
Could have gotten this tattoo at any time, but chose to. Yeah, of course. Of course, you get a tattoo when when you feel like you want to express pride in your heritage. Now's the best time to do it. I would absolutely do it too.
The fuck is
I'm
this?
just thinking
I don't even.
Branded satellite shows Star David carved into Gaza.
of a different way to do it.
I mean, it's none of your.
Wait, dude, they're giving the Gaza Strip a tattoo. It's the exact same. It's the exact same thing. Why is Ethan?
What's that have to do with
your business when I want to do a tattoo of my heritage? How is that anything that you should even have an opinion on? Yeah, I'm changed after October 7th. That was a really traumatic moment for all of us Jewish people.
Thank you for the goal.
Congrats on the tattoo. I love it.
Thank you.
Now, if you go to the comments, I miss when Hila didn't talk. Racist, lol. I'm so embarrassed I ever watched them. Being Jewish is not a race. That's, by the way, not true. And also, another Nazi talking
Again, these
point.
people will constantly
The
go
line's
after Ethan. They'll be like, dude, the rape reviewer, Turkey Tom, like these are the types of people that associate with Ethan now. They can't get on it. They can't get any real guests. And it's like, yeah, but you know who you're in bed with? You're in bed with fucking neo-Nazis. You agree with Nick Fuentes. What are you talking about? Oh my god, Ethan Klein is Ethan Klein supports Rape Review Man or whatever is the kind of the shit you read on social media. But meanwhile, your entire political viewpoint is aligned with Nick Fuentes.
Not being straight, I mean, whatever. It was hand drawn. Everything she goes through equals Vanilla Mace not liking her fashion brand. Hila Klein, please tell us what the blue signifies. The star, it signifies the color that the Star of David is.
Yeah, it's like you can take some of the the schizophrenic evil responses that are coming from literally like the pro-Palestinian crowd under Hila Klein's thing, right? The most egregious hate that she'll get on those posts, and it's indistinguishable from somebody who's like a fan of Candace Owens or is a avid viewer of Cozy TV watching Nick Fuentes or Beardson, right? Like the egregious comments targeting Jews are indistinguishable than the ones that we would see on fucking D Live back in the day in a kill stream chat.
in art, traditionally since like thousands of years.
Mhm.
A pentagram would have.
I wanted to I guess I expand on that statement to not imply that every pro-Palestinian is like indistinguishable from Nick Fuentes, but the types of people who are commenting on these posts, writing egregious anti-Semitic hate, yeah, I can't tell who they're a fan of. I legitimately don't know if they're a crazy far-left schizophrenic or they're a crazy far-right schizophrenic.
been more fit.
Hating Jews has become a bipartisan issue for radical politics.
A pentagram. That's like the Star of David is like the cross for Jews, right? It's the same type of thing. This person said she should have got a pentagram instead of the Star of David. And then you went on to write on this person's account that you support them and you source them and you're a fan of their work. Do you disavow content crash out?
I mean, I
What, you don't think that you
I
endorse them
don't
when you
agree with
endorse
that
them?
particular video.
Our first ever.
You know,
But
various reasons.
even someone
That
who's
being-
capable of making such a video is clearly deeply unwell.
Dude, Ethan Klein is bad because the 5% that I don't understand, but okay.
Like,
but you're this guy's still an excellent resource.
to accuse a Jewish person of doing something wrong by getting a Star David tattoo is just
God, I
a
hate
symptom
her.
of someone who's deeply, deeply,
I actually
deeply
fucking
unwell.
hate her.
So I just do. I mean, this is not a good person, right? Like, I just, like, can you admit that?
No.
I think that in general, I am still learning a lot about anti-Semitism. I've learned a lot.
Fuck off. Can you just fucking answer a question? Holy shit. This is not a... I fucking hate her. I hate her so much.
Within the past few days, speaking on the topic, I feel wildly uncomfortable. I am learning a lot about it.
This person is anti-Semitic.
You're uncomfortable? Why? Because you have to say this is bad? Because you have to give a concession?
And take it from me as a Jewish person.
Even this statement alone is so incredibly frustrating, considering you just made an hours long video about Ethan and I. We talk about anti-Semitism so much.
It's the reason why
it's
people
the reason
hate us
why
so
all
much.
of this is happening.
Can I offer? So I did write a little bit of something just because I feel like I don't want to.
Dude, she wrote some shit that she's pulling out at the fucking 2-hour mark. She's so derailed that her written portion is now. By the way, anything she wrote is probably just as bad as what she's saying off the dome. I learned that from her video script.
Misspeak or anything on this sort of subject. At least this is coming from my perspective. Sorry, I keep bumping the mic. At least for me, the biggest lesson I learned from all of this is. Sorry, I'm gonna kind of read a little bit because I don't want to misspeak at all.
Yeah.
So. If I care about advocating for anyone, whether it's someone, is facing Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, transphobia, homophobia, anything at all, it's to extensively read up on the current state of affairs and what they're currently facing. It's, not just using a blanket term like stop Islamophobia, don't be anti-Semitic, but so that I can offer in detail understanding of what an individual is currently facing and how that may translate in various ways. I think that in general, as a content creator, I wanted to, to be completely honest, it's a really intimidating topic to jump into for obvious reasons, all of this. And especially,
I'm sorry, this is filler.
You can see with everything that happened after releasing the video and just not being versed in it, not having a cultural background or understanding, not...
Is she still talking? Can you just fucking answer something? I'm getting so bored of the filler arcs in these fucking conversations.
Not being Palestinian
She's
and not being someone who...
She's literally filibustering.
Extensively...
She thinks if she keeps talking, everyone will go away.
First, but wanting very, very deeply to advocate for Palestinians and everything that they're going through, I
do know, yes.
I feel like there's many...
I feel like Butters, yes, I do know what you're saying.
Ways that I misstep along the way. But I think that being able to do that, really, okay, I want to advocate for these people. What are they currently facing today? How can I, really offer in-depth dialogue to that so that can kind of combine research and empathy, I know Dan sort of spoke about how I misuse empathy or sort of, use that as a blanket term. And I think that's maybe one of the ways that I can do that better, instead of just being like...
keep asking, do you know what I am saying? I know what you're saying. Do you know what I am saying? Yeah, I believe I know what you are saying. Do you know what I am saying?
At the beginning of the H3 video, any anti-Semitism will not be tolerated. And, speaking about Islamophobia, but not very, very much in-depth understanding how that's translating in modern day currently. So I think that
I hate you.
When all of this happened and I made my follow-up video, I was feeling
You're
very
no talent.
hurt and confused by, essentially being thrown the label of being anti-Semitic. I think that, of course I can't, a lot of that's coming from my own ignorance and my own lack of depth and knowledge, and not being a Jewish individual, not growing up in that. I grew up with no religion, no religious background. My dad was raised Jehovah's Witness. My mom was raised strict Catholic, and they both kind of decided to raise me without any religion. I've heard a lot of horror stories from my dad about his particular family and his particular upbringing in Jehovah's Witness. And so from that, I also have my own preconceived notions of, just a lot of religions in general, which may not be fairly placed all the time. But yeah, I don't want to speak for others, but I think that there's a lot of people that do want to criticize the Israeli government and their actions, but feel
Ma'am, the question was, do you disavow this person?
Feel lost on how to do so without being labeled anti-Semitic.
That
maybe you shouldn't fucking endorse people.
That statement on itself
has nothing to do with the question you were asked.
You said that about me.
And about,
in fact, I have the clip
Israeli
because
government.
I had a real issue with that statement.
I mean,
And
is it okay if I finish really quick?
Yeah, finish your non sequitur that nobody fucking asked to hear about.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Sorry, I know it's kind of long.
You're good. You're good. I didn't realize.
Nick just started insulting
Yeah, I'm sorry.
viciously on Twitter.
So
expect this girl to be on the next
there were a lot of
episode
people
of the
that
Joe Miss podcast. Also, Florida public schools taught use Nazis are bad in 8th grade. This message is better than the current filler.
I hate this person. This person has no redeeming
What's the name of
qualities.
the guy?
May
Keemstar
God have
Orbiter,
mercy on
Nick
their soul.
Oreo, Mr. Oreo.
Thank you for the donation.
There's some really kind people who sent me messages educating me on
Those people are fucking stupid. Nobody should be helping.
either side and things that I got wrong on either side of the situation.
What is either side?
Which, of course, it should have been my job to do in the first place.
Yeah, that'd be fun. You should have it. Ethan should ask you what you should have gone harder on.
But one thing I learned a lot about is the dual loyalty trope. And
thank you.
I don't respect you.
The dual loyalty trope. What am I gonna do? Please tell me.
Where it's seen as anti-Semitic to scrutinize someone's connection to Israel. And I can see that because it's a holy place for many Jewish individuals. That being said, I think a lot of people who, at least for me, that was, I don't want to talk about my personal life or anything, but even being around.
Oh, please. I already know about your meth head friend and the people who fucking treated you horrible while you were growing up. I know way too much about your personal life. So please, why don't you give me another story? Why don't you tell me another personal story that has nothing to do with the conversation to try to fucking filibuster another 30 minutes out of this fucking debate? Please, I need to know another fucking intricate personal story about your stupid fucking life that has no bearing on this conversation. That's exactly what we need. Another story from you.
Jewish individuals, that was not something that was ever told to me or taught to me. Not that, again, that is anyone's job to teach anything to me. But so, again, trying to navigate this current climate and trying to sort of raise awareness.
Then why'd you fucking pick this topic? Yeah, it's probably really fucking stressful, especially for someone who sucks at making videos.
Is this really
then why'd
Wally?
you pick the topic?
Be pro-Palestine.
Did you see did you watch the fucking Noah Samson video when he said this subject was free? Did you get tricked by Noah Samson?
Speak about the genocide. I unknowingly bumped up against that, and
unknowingly, then maybe you should have known a bit more before you got involved. I have no sympathy for you. I have no sympathy for you, none.
And again,
and any sympathy that I would have had left about fucking 2 hours ago.
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter, Nick Oreo, Mr. Oreo.
Thank you.
Spoke about that in a wrong way. If I was aware of that, I would have never spoke about that just because I care about
the guy, Keemstar Orbiter, Nick Oreo, Mr. Oreo.
Tell us another jackal story, Tito.
A jackal story? It's a jackal! It's a jackal! It's a jackal!
Not being anti-Semitic, and I care about that.
What is a jackal story? I'm thinking of the Family Guy clip.
I don't
Well, I
know
appreciate
about
that. That's good.
others, but I do think that there's a lot of.
I walked Bob Dylan on a stage. Who the fuck are you?
I just saw Keffel's tweet on Nicholas
You're
DeOrio.
no talent.
Keffel's appreciated the shout out.
She is wrong. The anti-Semitic part is saying Jews, me, are loyal to Israel first before anything else like the us. The exact opposite of saying you can't critique a Jewish person's connection to a holy site.
Oh, God.
I always do the possible.
I don't know. I feel like the comment sections are like, they're like one fucking day away from saying that Ethan Klein invented porn to stop the goyim from breeding or something.
People who are pro-Palestine, who are kind of maybe in the same boat.
We're like one day away.
As me, who aren't aware of that, and then are being kind of being told that they're anti-Semitism and maybe put on the defense because of that, and aren't aware that there's that particular nuance to this conversation, maybe.
He did? No, but are we just gonna stand around until he does? I'm sorry. Dude, I just SpongeBobbed out in the worst fucking way, dude. Dude, average snarker.
Well, one side clearly gets a lot more defense and explanation online than the other. But specifically,
Ethan Klein constructed multiple tunnels leading under Hassan Piker's house.
Play this clip because
they go all the way back to New York City.
I felt the way that you said this was interesting.
I am most hurt about the claims of anti-Semitism. As I've mentioned time and time again, I'm just not well versed in politics.
All right, listen. That person on the screen, that's not Cruel World Happy Mind. That was Cruel World Happy Mind 48 hours ago. As you can see now, she has glasses.
I would really like to understand how one can be pro-Palestine, speak about the disagreements they have with the Israeli government, and still
have you considered Googling?
Not be seen as anti-Semitic.
I think you could ask, at this point, I think you could ask like Siri.
No, I called you anti-Semitic for one very specific statement you made. It had nothing to do with Israel. Nothing. You conjuring that image to people is really fucked up because people use it. But hold on, there's more.
The ways in which Ethan talks about the issues, he makes it seem like that's not possible. A lot of that
you say
likely due to October 7th and essentially Ethan having an intense cognitive dissonance.
Reminder, she started this off by saying, I'm way out of my depth with this.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't have.
I'm very curious to hear this.
Now she's going to lecture me, right? About my reaction.
Yeah.
To October 7th.
You know, him being, living in Israel, upholding these, Israeli values.
This is insane. This is a fucking... Oh my God, bro. I'm losing it. I'm going crazy. I'm insane. This is a lot.
What are they?
Israeli values. Go on.
An ideal.
There's only an hour left. I have been at this for 5 hours. And I don't think that I think she's made one good argument. No, actually, no, I don't think she's made any good arguments. I think I made one good argument and then said that she's probably too stupid to make that argument. And then she didn't. I think I have made one good argument.
That have been sort of programmed into him from when he was born.
Okay, you're not.
When he was born?
All right, here's what we're going to do.
Why did she even agree to do this? This is like never showing up to a college class and then agreeing to live stream your final exam while you explain your answers.
We're going to beam this now. We're going to beam this at a slight increase, but we will stop it if she cries. We will be going at normal speed if and when tears emerge.
I
want sushi. It's too late for sushi, but I'm getting sushi tomorrow.
First of all, I don't think you're a Nazi, right? I'll amend that because I was being hyperbolic. What I meant is you're saying stuff that Nazis say. And obviously, I also fully...
The VOD viewers hate this. The VOD viewers can fucking slow it down. It's 125. You can survive it.
Acknowledge that...
I can even fine-tune it, okay? I can fine-tune it. Hold on. How do I... There. Wait. Let's put this... All right.
You don't know that what you're saying is anti-Semitic, right? Like, totally...
All right. Instead of 125, it's 1.1.
Totally agree with you there. And I know you already addressed this stuff. you kind of already rolled this stuff back, which is good. The part that I wanted to ask you about.
Talks about the issues. He makes it seem like that's not possible.
How did I make it seem?
125 is fine. Okay, we're gonna up it to 1.18.
Not possible to talk about Israel without being accused of being anti-Semitic, because I never one time brought up anything being anti-Israel being an issue. The only thing I brought up is that statement you just saw, which had nothing to do with Israel. So like, why even say that? Because that, you know, that's an extremely popular trope that you'll hear, is that Jews are like perpetual victims, and
Nicholas DeOrio
they call you anti-Semitic for any old.
Thank you. And thank you for hitting the goal, the iconic goal. I appreciate it. I have now set another goal.
Reason, no matter what, I criticize Israel, they call me anti-Semitic. I'm constantly seeing Jewish voices being marginalized for saying that, right? But here's the interesting thing is, I didn't even come close to saying anything like that, and you still said it.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think I watched the full live and genuinely was trying to understand, okay, where did I go wrong? You know, like what was, you know, anti-Semitic? And again, it's not necessarily your job to educate me, but I was, you know, trying to understand how can I, you know, criticize Israel.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Is this Nick reacting to Ethan and CWHM reacting to Ethan reacting to CWHM in response to Ethan Klein following Ethan Klein's response to CWHM?
I think my brain just died.
Palestine, speak about the genocide, and
it's not that complicated though, is it? It's really not.
I guess, and I would like to hear your perspective.
I think
again, like I said, I did, you know, receive some, you know, to be honest, I received after that live mass comments, messages. Sorry, I fucking hate when I get emotional.
Oh shit. All right, we got to go back down. It's happening. Guys, it's happening. It's the moment you've all been waiting for.
You can take a moment. It's okay.
She's getting emotional over the comments that said they were unsubscribing because she sucks.
It's emotional. I understand you care about being on the right side of things, right? So
yeah, it seems like that's a thing that she's really involved in. That's her iconic thing.
I 100%.
Oh wow, Ethan's better than Taylor Lorenz. Oh, I'm sorry, better than NBC filming Taylor Lorenz.
I just saw Keffel's.
You know, I understand, and I know this is painful.
Hey, all you people! Hey, all you people! Won't you listen to me? Oh, this is. Come on, you're finally giving the people what they want to say. Oh my God, this makes the last 5 hours of my life have purpose and meaning.
You know, I understand, and I know this is painful.
Mass amount of people calling me a Nazi, and
that's not true, by the way. And I don't want people to call her a Nazi. Okay.
And so, you know, I was trying to understand sorry, I fucking hate when I cry. I'm not trying to like.
It's fine. No, I know. I it's sincere. I'm
fine. We're all just people here, and
so, you know, like,
yeah.
Genuinely, here I'm acknowledging again that you know, I'm trying to, you know, be more educated, grow, you know.
She's literally, dude, she's now crying, but she's still saying the same thing.
Ground zero, and I think, you know, I'm hoping that a lot of, at the very least, a lot of content creators can learn from my mistakes, you know?
Your video is still up. Yeah, they can learn. They can just put it on and watch how bad it is.
When speaking about this and be able to, you know, be pro-Palestine, talk about the genocide, and not be anti-Semitic, and how do you not, you know, run into that? Coming from an ignorant place of someone who's, you know, not Jewish and didn't know about these things. And so, you know, essentially, genuinely, I had so many messages calling me a Nazi, calling me anti-Semitic, but no one telling me why. You know, even the program from birth, they would say that's anti-Semitic, but I didn't, you know, weren't exactly explaining why they saw that way, or not. Sorry, didn't saw that way, but why that was an anti-Semitic trope, and you know, and so I was trying to understand it, you know, and it wasn't until literally yesterday I had a great conversation with someone over DMs, and they sent me resources to you know, the dual loyalty trope, and I read into it, that I was able to understand that aspect. And, you know, of course, you know, someone who's more politically educated than me can debate all of these different intricacies. But for me, when I'm speaking about this, my biggest goal is to, you know, I never want to hurt anyone, you know, and
you know, I will say, I 100% am with you, right? And I think it's brave that you're calling it and facing all this stuff head on. I don't think most people would do that, right? So I am very grateful that you are coming here and having an honest conversation. And I appreciate the emotion you're showing, right? I do. And I do think, I want to just reaffirm that you should be criticizing Israel's government, right? You should be criticizing them for this fucking horrific genocide, mass murder of people in Gaza, right? You should be. It's just, you know, don't make broad generalizations about Jews. Like being born with some preconceived notions about the state of Israel and stuff like that, right? Like, don't say that Jews are programmed from birth. But like, you absolutely are right to and should criticize the state of Israel, right? 100%. No question about it. So, I mean, your intent,
Did he forget that, like, she insinuated that they were pedophiles? I feel like we keep talking about Israel, but, like, I feel like the pedophile thing is the win condition. That is so outrageous.
No, I understand your intentions, right? I do. And that's kind of like the only way I can.
What's been hard for me, for example, is that I do criticize the government of Israel. We've said many times, when we lived there, I did not vote for Bibi. I'm not a right-wing Israeli, I'm a left-wing. So, like, I'm on your camp, you know? But people still villainize me. Like, if you go on TikTok, I'm like the villain. I'm the raider of Ramallah. Mm-hmm. It's like, that is anti-Semitism. You're not seeing me as a...
I can't wait for her to go and take all this information and everyone here be extremely nice to her. And then just in a completely 180 tomorrow. I'm so excited. I know it's coming. I have foreseen what happens in the future. I have seen the future. This good grace doesn't live to see tomorrow.
Person.
Do you see how easy you fell into like anti-Semitic tropes? Like, it's just so easy when you run in these communities, because it's like, for them, that's just, they really are fucking racist. Like, they really are. Like, these snarkers are really genuinely just racist, right? And I mean, you've seen it.
I don't think that's true. I don't think they're just racist. Many of them probably are racist, but there's a whole lot of other cocktails of mental illness happening there.
Content crash out guy. Like, you see these people like, oh, you do great research. You have all these videos on him. You've done all this, but like, the subtext as a Jewish person looking at that, even just scrolling through the page, it's like, this person does not like Jewish people, you know, that. And so it's, I find it troubling how easy it is to fall into that these days. And someone like you who,
I can't wait to see what the follow-up for this is. I guarantee she's going to talk about how she's using this as a learning experience and planning on changing in the future.
Who has good intentions, would never want to, you know, participate in such a thing, can fall victim to.
My opponent is a liar and cannot be trusted. What? Why are you doing
fucking
that?
Insane
My opponent is a liar and cannot be trusted.
Narratives.
What are you talking about? We're explaining this to you. My opponent is a liar and cannot be trusted.
That you find on places like Snark.
Again, like, I don't want to talk about anyone else's page or condemn them just because I don't feel comfortable with that, you know.
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
And I'm learning about anti-Semitism still, you know, but I can see where I went wrong in my video, and in my original video, I spoke about, you know, at least, again, I don't want to misquote myself, you know, or anything like that, but, you know, I don't deny that there's an increase in anti-Semitism happening, just like there's an increase in Islamophobia happening.
Why do you have to
know,
mention Islamophobia whenever you bring up anti-Semitism? Why do
Yeah, I mean, if you want me to be like honest on what I see personally happening, but again, this is from my perspective, my algorithm. I do think, there's a huge danger happening. This is, talking about, sorry, I keep moving the mic. Talking about, this kind of fear of echo chambers and how they're getting worse and worse and these personalized algorithms. I have been getting more and more afraid of my own content, sort of, that I'm in an echo chamber and that my own content is reflecting that. Absolutely, yeah. Just like anything, just like, to be honest, just like your subreddit as well,
I'm just so tired of her randomly droning on ridiculous okay.
I think that
it is.
I like how the crying completely stopped. She's recovered.
Those are tailored.
It is an echo chamber. I wouldn't think it's as much as ours.
Dude, chipmunks are roasting on an open fire and you're laughing.
It's not. But the thing is, I don't have I love researching in my, my profile
Cruel world, wandering mind.
description.
Cruel world, lots of lies.
And like if somebody was trying to make a video, and only sourced it from our subreddit, I would say you need more sources on that.
I would love to do like a compilation of, how much I sourced from this versus that.
I would love for you to do a compilation of the fucking job applications you submit in the next 48 hours.
All of that, because, and maybe that would cause me to reflect on myself,
Yeah, that's what you need, more reflection. You haven't fucking said it enough tonight and the previous stream and the one before that.
Because again,
if you do a little bit more reflecting, some people might actually start to take fucking notice.
And sometimes I'll just go into this rabbit hole and unintentionally that's what will come out. But sorry, my intention was to find online commentary, like I've said again,
well, you failed.
Yeah, sorry, now I've sort of forgot my train of thought. But
how did you forget your train of thought? You've been repeating the same jargon for fucking 2 hours.
Yeah, so my worry is that I'm in an echo chamber as well. So I've been kind of thinking of covering essentially this like series called Internet Archive, where I go into situations that.
Why are you promoting future content? Why are you not quitting?
Have happened in the past online, or
how is that different than the content that you're making right now?
Influencers, kind of. Not influencers of the past. But
the only difference between that content and what you're doing right now is you're just not tying it into current events.
You get what I mean?
I don't even the parts of your video aren't even like the new arguments that are the worst. It's your poor ability to navigate drama that has been settled for 5+ years. I think you'd suck doing that too, just like you suck doing this.
It's not as highly debatable.
Yeah, it clearly fucking is, because you can't even iron that shit down in this video.
It's not sort of in the now where you're shoved into, in a certain algorithm or a certain echo chamber. It's sort of like the situations are less debated, essentially, of what's to take.
Then how'd you fuck up the FUPA fund?
In place. I feel like that might at least help me, or just people in general, like get out of that a little bit. So that's what I'm hoping.
This video is so bad. She wants to drastically change her content from covering trending topics. But she doesn't want to remove the video.
On Nicholas DeOrio.
Keffels appreciated the shout
That's
out.
Crazy.
Bro, she was reposting content crash out after the video dropped.
Also,
And
why is somebody who thinks the content is inherently harmful posting shit
a virgin
by content crash out?
Why would so many people be Googling that?
It's bizarre.
To cover sort of moving forward as well. Again, just reflecting on everything. I have been thinking about that for, the past few months in general. But I was thinking, I forgot how that sort of relates into all of this. Sorry, just a random thought.
I was asking how, why is it that when you talk about anti-Semitism, you feel the need to
Dude, Ethan just waits through this. He wades through all the jargon and bullshit and goes, that's cool. So I'm just going to repeat the question now.
DeOrio's latest video.
Islamophobia.
Oh, yeah. So I was going to talk, so, again, my personal viewpoint and what I've seen, to be honest, I kind of feel like Islamophobia in America particularly, is really bad, especially since 9/11 and everything. Obviously, that's fucked up what happened.
Not according to Taylor Lorenz.
That was terrorism. I don't want to like say, excuse that wasn't, but I think that a lot of Americans have been really fucked up in terms of,
I'm just saying.
Nick just started insulting me
I know.
viciously on Twitter.
I see the narrative that's happening. I don't care. I'm not shifting my position on this. I do not care. A person who is deeply misguided does not insinuate that people are pedophiles because they wear clouds. I don't care what pipeline you think they fell down. If this person was spewing if this was JonTron who fell down an unfortunate pipeline and thought that fucking rich black people commit more crime than poor white people, you wouldn't be posting that he's deeply misguided and not a monster. All right, this person's insinuating people are child molesters who have 3 fucking kids because they wear clouds. Because they had a Reddit account 15 years ago. I am not swerving. All right, unfortunately, she cried on stream. It happens to the worst of us. She of which is one of those.
Being really racist towards Muslim individuals.
I think historically that's true, but
yeah.
For example, if you go to FBI crime stats for this year,
I'm sorry, you don't just get to get on stream and cry. You have to demonstrate some sort of changed behavior.
Jews who make up.
Unfortunately, she doesn't have 2 weeks to shit out another 3-hour garbage video so we can judge it.
Like 2% of the population account for like almost 30% of all hate crimes. Like per capita, by far, Jews are the biggest victims of hate crimes by far, right? By far. And again, I don't say that to demean the racism against one other person, but the fact that you can't even mention.
And I absolutely unequivocally disavow any direct messaging, any brigading of her comment section. Again, that's why I say, like, do it here. If you want to talk shit here. Along with that statement.
Anti-Semitism without invoking Islamophobia it feels to me when people do that it's like, yeah, it's bad. But also Jews somehow, for some reason, are. I also have to mention that people hate Jews, but also, the Jews also kind of, with saying that Islamophobia is also a big deal. So let's just be
it's hard.
balanced.
It's like everything is personal perspective, right? I mean, even, literally, but right before this stream, I was seeing a ton of videos about Sudan and the what's it called, like satellite images of
the blood
on the streets, and so it's like, and I think that so many Americans have been completely tuned out to everything that's happening over there just because we're very focused on what's happening over here. And so and again, like I said, because of my perspective, I'm always going to have a limited worldview, and I have.
Why are you always going to have a limited worldview? What is preventing you from having a better worldview? Why are we doing the white guilt thing again? This is just so fucking annoying. This is so fucking annoying. Why do we have to minimize ourselves to engage in commentary on fucking social and political issues?
Cognizant of that, and I think that.
I'm sorry, the people who say that you can't have a perspective on something are also the people begging you to have a perspective on something.
Yeah, it's like
I'm not playing around in circles that tell me I could never understand. I don't care.
I think that
I don't long to learn.
Sometimes running into situations like this where you're introduced to a broader audience who's gonna really tell you like it is, sometimes that's okay, because you really learn where your flaws are, and where you need to get better. Obviously the harsher situations that I discussed on this call, wish those didn't happen, but in that process, but also, the kinder criticism, the harsher criticism, but that's more valid, I think all of that was really essential in terms of learning.
That's great. Why are we calling people pedos over clouds?
Getting better as a content creator.
You gotta like do something before you can have this redemption arc, it all feels too, like she's asking for a fucking redemption arc.
Something else I want to show you that I felt was hurtful.
God, I hope she turns around and goes fucking ballistic on everybody in 48 hours, so everyone can be like, "Oh, Nick, I told you, you told us this was coming."
And here it is. It's your
now watch with my logic. She won't.
Continued insistence that I'm paranoid, that people are out to get me, which you say simultaneously while editing out a swastika hilt brandished by iDubbbz, my former friend. So how is that paranoid? Right? Like you say, paranoid implies.
Yeah, so
and once again,
you have the paranoia. Meanwhile, you blurred out the swastika sword. Also, I did say I was going demon mode today. That's funny.
This is another trope that, you
Yeah.
see anti-Semitism everywhere, but actually you're hallucinating, which is something that iDubbbz and Hassan have both lectured me on. Non-Jews, white dudes, white cis dudes lecturing marginalized voices on how they should feel about the racism and the shit that they're facing, right? How can you say I'm being paranoid while also acknowledging the anti-Semitism that I face? It's just, it's very hurtful.
Well, because she probably just regurgitated that off some fucking internet source and she doesn't even understand why it was in the script.
First off, I want to say that's that sounds like conversations or an argument that is with other individuals, that
No, it's within you. You put this shit on YouTube, you fucking moron.
That's not a conversation or argument that I was intending to make.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, I'm getting
about
situated.
which one?
How? No, you fucking said that shit.
The sort of the conversations or arguments that you've had with Hassan or iDubbbz or Ian.
Well, you edited out the swastika. Why did you do that?
Yeah, can I say why I did that? So
probably for monetization purposes, like the genocide comment, right?
Obviously, I speak about censorship on YouTube and
yeah, it's monetization. You're being paranoid, but I'm gonna censor the swastika just to be safe.
And all of that, but
sounds like you're being paranoid. Also, just to be clear, genocide. Okay, this video is still green. It's still monetized.
Why I edited out the swastika is because I don't agree with it. I talk about how I
but
think
then how can you accuse
Ian
me of being
takes his video
paranoid?
too far. Did I do that in the same breath?
Many
in
times. Here it is.
Because of his ties to Israel, but his decreasing capacity to view the other side.
That was not
walls
in
were
the
closing in
iDubbbz
on him.
part,
His paranoia,
though, is
and
what I'm
all
trying
of a
to say.
sudden, if you weren't
Potentially fair
with him, you were against him.
Listen, if you disagree with me, you're just not looking.
You're not
or-
showing what I'm talking about. It's not even, I'm not just talking about myself. I'm sure I'm talking about something
At least not in
specific.
this place as I am. This is what I see happening.
Nick just started.
All right,
insulting
equating it to the
me viciously on
iDubbbz thing
Twitter.
isn't necessarily fair. I will give her that.
People,
This was right
She's also, I don't know what the context of this clip is.
After October 7.
Okay, that I can concede with you in the fact that you're
And
talking
she's conceding on it. So, okay, that's another one. Another one there. Oh my god.
about anti-Semitism, and I'm sort of
Calling me
again
paranoid.
someone who's
This was right after October 7. That's us talking right after October 7.
Yeah, that
She has
being
no
said,
idea.
I do
That's
think
following the
She
par-
probably has no fucking idea where that VOD came from. You're speaking to deaf ears right now.
paranoia.
That clip might as well be 2 weeks ago. It's probably when it was posted on TikTok.
And I'll
Do you know what
to be
happened on
honest-
October 7th?
No, I don't think she does. No, she probably does know this one. Ethan has finally he's finally woken up to the fact that he's talking to someone who has no idea what's happening in life. I would be legitimately surprised if she doesn't know, but at the same time, I don't know if I should be.
We were living it still because my family lives there.
Do you think Hamas was?
Yeah, and-
Do you think Hamas are terrorists?
Yeah, I say that in the video.
Okay, that's good. I mean, that's an important concession. I appreciate that.
I think you should have made her answer the fucking October 7th question.
But as far as what was I gonna say?
She didn't answer.
And
I'm taking that as a no. That might be uncharitable, but I don't know how uncharitable it really could be in this fucking stream.
And that's also my perspective. Again, it feels weird saying my perspective of you as I'm talking to you. But listening to your account of things. You met your wife in Israel. You had your birthright trip when you were speaking about being at sort of having a lot of difficulties in college. I can see the emotional ties that you have, and after
And my
after
wife.
and
I
having
lived there.
family
My
members.
wife is Israeli. It's really that.
Yeah, and having family members there and everything,
Yeah.
and so
In-laws. But yeah.
and so after October 7th, that sort of toll that can take more than people
You know what
who are
happened?
completely removed from the situation.
You know what happened? It was the middle of the night, and I heard Hila on her phone. she was listening to Israeli news stations. Families were calling into the news stations live from their shelters, begging for help as they were being burned alive in their houses with their children. And nobody could help them. They were actually in their safe rooms being murdered in front of their children, being burned alive. You know what I mean? Being fucking slaughtered in front of their children, losing
All right, this is getting fucking deep, bro. This is getting fucking deep. Jesus Christ.
limbs. This was happening live.
There were things being live streamed. Like
They were calling
people
into news.
being murdered, live streamed.
Oh yeah, did you know that Hamas members would slaughter? They would slaughter people and then.
I just need to show you something. This is the snark post that was about 17 minutes before I went live. She should have just released her video and not given any attention to the Pedo Troll Defense Force, or PDF for short. I'm not even kidding you. Honestly, what is she doing? Responding. If she did 3+ weeks of research, she should have known better than to give them a single inch. Give them an inch by showing them criticism is getting to you, and they'll come in swarms to harass you until you give in. There's a reason why Amon Animation's hit piece was a success. I still haven't seen that video, to be clear. Firstly, he's not a woman, and he doesn't show his face. But importantly, he didn't interact with a single cultist. He just posted the video and left. If she would have done this, please just don't acknowledge your defamation. If you just post it, there's no problems. You're okay. She let the Pedo Troll Defense Force get in her head. Never let the pedophiles get in your head. There are laughable losers who jump in front of a train for a multi-millionaire sack of shit. Guys, have they given the game away yet? Has the game been given away yet? Simply ignore them trying to defend their favorite sex pest. I can't believe that they want to sue people from here. Frustrating to see such a great video. I'm sorry. Did you choke on like cock on this one? What the fuck? Then for her to immediately fold to the creepy fungi who brigaded her. Still wishing her the best though. Maybe she should take a few weeks away from the internet. Hey, therapy woman, you've been prescribed a vacation by the people that you've pandered to. I think that she thought these people were engaging in good faith. I don't think she's ever gotten pushback like this, and it shook her. I think it's hard to put ourselves in her shoes. The level of harassment she received is unlike anything she's ever seen. I don't know, has she ever considered making a good video? I'm sorry, when we define harassment as basic level criticism on your fucking social media posts, I have absolutely no sympathy for you. I'm sorry. Am I supposed to? Like, do you guys know what subreddit you guys are posting in? What do you fucking... Oh, I can't believe it. What the hell's the point of making a 3-hour video and going on their show to concede to every single clip? Listen, a maze of monochrome. We have finally found an issue that we agree on. I don't know why you'd make a 3-hour video and call in to concede on every single argument. She's more concerned about the lighting and the chair looking clean enough than backing up a single point of her critique. What's even the goal here? Well, the issue that we probably have is that her arguments are wrong, and they're sourced from retards like you. But ultimately, I do agree with this in some capacity. Her posting a 3-hour well-researched video. Does anybody know what that was? I must not have watched it. And they're literally folding less than a week ever is a bad look. She's trying to engage with nonsensical... Again, these are people who are unserious and are not looking for any sort of conversation. They're not even looking for a good video. They're just looking for something that does damage. That's why you should probably not source clips from here, because they're literally just telling you they are not credible people. Nah, dog, it was amazing content. Well played to her. What's amazing content? Her arguing and going on the podcast? Yeah, that's just not going well.
Post it on their they take their phone and post it on their Facebook page.
I hope they fucking eat her alive for this. That's all she... Because listen, if the Ethan Klein community and the people on the H3 podcast forums and stuff, if they want to defend her, that's perfectly fine. And by defend her, I don't mean defend her like everything she's ever said, but I'm saying like spare her from further criticism and be nicer to her. be my guest. That's perfectly fine. Because she probably pissed off the other group of people who are going to hammer her into disavowing Ethan again. It's a pendulum. The minute that everybody's nice to her over here, they're gonna be meaner, and and she's gonna fold again in 24 hours. Just mark my fucking words. We'll be back here in 24 hours.
Their dead body. But all this was happening live, and nobody was there to help them, right? So we were just listening. It was like, yeah, a whole day. We were just listening to people calling into the news, begging for help shortly before being
rewind a bit. No, I don't want to listen to the entire. I'm probably gonna move up a little bit.
Just care about the Israelis. Just say that rapes happened. Like, it's okay to
based.
You know, acknowledge that there are victims in Israel too. That is all we're asking for. I'm not a representative of Bibi. I'm not Israel government. Like, it's just insane.
It feels bad, right? It feels bad.
I mean, of course. You know, I think that
she's made a complete recovery.
The hardest thing is, I mean, as I've spoken about in the video,
we're gonna try to work harder and be better and do content, but I've heard this script. I know.
My brother passed on October 3rd.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. I just can't believe we're doing this again. I can't believe we're doing this again. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't expect this. I can't believe she's doing this again. I can't believe she's doing this again. I can't. I'm done. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I'm sorry. This is fucking insane. I'm not doing this. I can't believe that. Dude, nobody warned me that she was gonna bring up her fucking brother after I went on a whole rant about how I'm tired of her fucking stories. Not a single soul in the chat warned me this was coming.
So when
I just killed me.
This
was
was happening.
Fucking kill is insane.
You know, it was like
That's horrible. I'm sorry.
You know, to be honest,
horrible.
I was completely. It's fine. You know, but you know, it was a sort of weird thing where he drowned in Hawaii.
Oh, that's so sad. I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
I think I should skip this segment. I think I should skip it.
Nicholas the Goat, thank you for the $5,
I don't think at
my
1
man.
o'clock in the morning I have the necessary skill set to parse this without going completely nuclear. I am so mad right now. I am so fucking angry. You can hear the smile is very disarming. I am so fucking angry right now.
That's awful.
That's awful.
It's fine, but you know, it's like
I am so angry. I am seething.
He was 20 years old.
Wow.
I'm sorry. But it's just like. So, anyways, not to distract from all that.
That sentence. Anyways, not to distract from all that. I'm not going to play a soundboard. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to go forward.
Conversation, but just to say, like,
I can understand.
Less is more.
And you were distracted, yeah. To say
and so, you know.
I just figured out why we're forgiving her. I just figured it out. Okay.
And then all of a sudden, you know, to be honest, like you can see in my content, I lost like 30 pounds from like grief and everything.
You're really testing me right now. You're really testing me right now.
And sorry. It was just weird. It was like this tunnel of grief and everything, but I still kind of kept going with like just the bare thing, like basics of like function in terms of like, you know, what I needed to do to, you know, be there for my kid, for my family, just all of that. And
okay, wait. Is she saying, please, I need help? I thought this was an October 6th thing. I thought she's talking about 2 years ago. Is she arguing that her brother died and she lost a lot of weight and that's why the video sucks? Or is this a complete non sequitur and it has nothing to do with the video? She is arguing. Did her brother just die last month while she was writing this?
Nick just started insulting me viciously on Twitter.
Her brother passed away in October 2023.
Okay, thank you for the 2023 reference. So that's going back to October 7th. Okay, thank you for clarifying it, because I don't think that was
What is Bunty King to you?
super clear.
Who is Bunty King?
So this is just completely irrelevant. We can just continue going past it.
Yeah, and so kind of coming back and
It's why she didn't know about October 7th? Okay.
seeing everything that had happened, you know, in Palestine, Israel, just everything that was taking place. Obviously, you know, I heard about October 7th, but the picture that I
Okay, thank you. All right, so I pause champ that. Okay.
see is different, you know. It's changed. And obviously Free Palestine.
Because if it was the other thing, I would have gone completely nuclear, and I probably would have said things that would have absolutely been horrible. But okay, we can keep moving forward.
Is a huge movement at that point, and I can empathize as to why. By that point, I see Palestinians getting slaughtered, and I see streets getting leveled, and you know.
So she just did the whole Israel-Palestine thing in like a weekend. She was like, all right, gotta go quickie-dicky here and try to figure out what happened in the happened on October 7th. Okay, okay. I'll allow it. it. This is insane, and it's been 2 years, but okay.
And so, you know, it's that's sort of the perspective that I had coming into it. And, you know, and then you see these videos that are just horrific, you know, of a toddler just the same age as my kid, you know, and being.
Nick, she's using it as a shield, but her trauma is probably real.
Yeah, I think that she has trauma involved in most of these things that she's brought up. I don't think they're relevant to the defense of her content.
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio.
I don't think they're relevant to this discussion.
So, who asked?
Before someone tells you that some traumatic experience has happened in their lives, many a time you hear them say something like, not to blame this on. And I think she did that too. All right, I'm sorry. If you can't come on here and say you're sorry, but you could tell the entire internet the most personal, deep, dark, traumatic life experiences that you've had happen in the last 2 years, I think that you're a largely unserious person, and it is kind of fucking deranged, I think.
Dead on the street, and so, you know, it's like, again, this is a thing that war is just the most fucked up thing, and I wasn't raised in a religion where I can, you know, where I understand that sort of historical context, you know.
What fucking religion is she? Isn't every fucking religion like paved in blood?
Oh,
Christianity, Judaism, like
behind
Islam,
it, and I also don't have you know, a tie to.
Oh, she's Mormon.
To any sort of, you know, any situation, and so I'm trying to navigate it, but you know, that's my perspective behind all of it.
And I think the problem or the frustration is that we agree, right? That the images coming out of there are unbearable. It's just so tragic.
Yeah.
It's such a
dumb.
You can't even fathom the scale of loss and suffering and tragedy that's taken place in there, right? And this is not like Hamas. These are just like fucking regular people.
I like how the
And it
next
tears me up,
timestamp
too.
is a
I feel the
flashbang
same
grenade.
pain.
What is
I
happening?
I saw that clip of you, you know, crying over, you know.
Oh, you mean the ones the snarker said was fake?
I think it was a father and his son, and you know, being a father as well. And I empathize with you there. You know,
I can't watch it because it's like it's so devastating. It's so devastating to see that stuff.
Rest in peace to her brother, regardless. Oh yeah, 100%.
And I guess it's just when I go all over the internet and everybody's calling me a Zionist, right? And everybody,
I would probably be more sympathetic to whatever story she's going to tell if she wasn't insinuating people were pedos, and that's how she got on the show.
everybody's saying, you support genocide, you want to kill babies. I mean, it's just not true. And it's just such an awful thing to say about somebody, you know, and how am I not supposed to feel like prejudiced against when that's the conclusion. When I've been saying the opposite since before October 7th, right? But there's
So I guess, yeah,
there's no
I mean,
justification.
perspective-wise, what's your, I mean, genuinely, you know, we're having this conversation and everything. What's your outlook on?
It's like they're having 12 different conversations. Well, yeah, because every time he asks her a question, she either invokes life story, repeats current narrative. It's just a lot.
Everything that's happening, how do you see things going? Again, I don't know shit, but you know, you've been covering it more than me. I'd like to hear kind of.
This is why the fucking snarkers are mad. She literally got like annihilated into getting on the stream, being like, "Please tell me about the plight of the Jews." The snarkers are like ripping their fucking hair out of their head right now hearing this. I know why they're mad. Okay, this is all obviously the last hour of this was paramount to understanding both sides of this argument.
Fucking insane quagmire. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Dude, I can't. Their golden goose just called in to say, "Can you explain to me what happened to the Jews?"
Yeah.
The best outcome I see is like Hamas leaving, right? And then
what do you mean his opinion? I thought you loved research and made 3 hours of videos about his opinions. That you
joint effort from Arab countries, America, Europe, who are willing to invest a shitload of money in rebuilding the infrastructure, bringing it back into a place that
that can prosper.
That's could prosper and respectable. Rebuild it in a beautiful place, not a hotel for Trump, obviously. Like this could be, you know, by the UN, by the Arab League involved in making decisions in terms of like what's the best way to rebuild Gaza. That's the best way I see it. But like honestly, there's no good solution.
What do you think should happen to the Palestinian people?
They should be free. They should get their own state. They should be free. Absolutely. Right?
Yeah. And
I mean, there's no question about it.
I wish for them to.
All right, I'm gonna zoom ahead a little bit here. I'm gonna jump ahead.
For opinions that I've been expressing consistently.
Because again, the politics aspect of it, the heavy politics stuff, I don't really have much to contribute.
Since the beginning.
Listen, I'm interested to hear what Lonerbox has to say.
Beginning of any footprint I have on the internet. You know. So it's just been a wild thing, man, to see how I've been treated in the wake of all this happening. You know, and it was in a private account too that I never thought anybody would ever read. I had no reason.
So this is the pedo troll stuff we're back on.
Reason to ever like exaggerate my support for Palestine, which is what people accuse me of, by the way. They just say I'm lying. It's like there's no winning, right? There's no winning. And this is, you know, and this, so this is the kind of what.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in some of this situation, maybe I feel like that's, you know, some of my statements have been taken that way too, and I think, you know, it's like, you know, there's a middle ground, you know, there's people where that happens on the really extreme end. There's people that are treated really well online and are just beloved by everyone. And then there's sort of a middle ground where it's like being online, you know, sometimes just what you say is going to be taken out of context. I do think, again, this is just my personal opinion. Take it as you may. Sometimes the more you, you know, engage with that, sometimes the worse it can get, you know, the more attention you bring to it, the more it happens, etc. You know, that's my personal opinion.
This is on a scale that you can't even imagine.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it on TikTok. You've seen it on Twitter.
That also might
You've
be
seen it on Reddit.
Privilege.
You've seen it on FOMOI, by the way. You know the
FOMOI, that's how you pronounce it. There we go, chat.
There's crossover between FOMOI and H3 Snarkers. Same mods. Same mods, right? And this is a fucking subreddit supposed to talk about like popular media celebrities, and they're posting about me all fucking day saying I'm pro-genocide with 30,000 points on the front page of Reddit, right? Like this isn't a situation where I can ignore it and just go on with my life, unfortunately.
And, you know, don't get me wrong, you know, some of this might be my privilege as well, you know, as a content creator. You know, I was, you know, again, I've had some incredible conversations with various content creators over the past week, and a lot of it's been really enlightening in terms of just, you know, lessons learned, you know, and one of which was a Black woman who's been speaking with me about just over her years as a content creator, the amount of harassment she's gotten. You know.
Oh no. What's happening to iDubbbz is happening again. History is repeating itself. Everything is connected. Everything is connected.
You know, in terms of just, you know, one day she'll lose 5,000 subscribers, the amount of, you know, people calling her slurs and messages and comments, and it's like, oh my gosh, you know, honestly, you know, that's not something that I've had to face in the scope of my
and just to
career,
kind of bring it, to try to make it tangible for you, you co-signed a TikTok account that compared Elis Star David tattoo too.
So she's sitting here, and now he's just ripping it back. This is amazing.
Or
Finally, something's happening again.
No, and that, again, something, I'll look into moving forward is the full scope of, someone's account. That being said, like I said,
Did you know you sourced content crash out 9 different times? That's
dude. Ethan just fucking. What happened is Ethan probably just checked the subreddit and got mad.
So that's like a significant amount of times. 9
and
times.
How many sources in total? How many clips in total do I have on the channel?
I'm sure it's a lot, but my point is that 9 times is a significant.
You're like, but initially, like, I don't fucking support this content creator, and then they go in the comment section, they find you literally supporting the content creator, and then on top of that, it's not just that you're supporting the content creator, it's that like, this is just so insane to me. Then you find out that you posted 9. You're sourcing 9 of their videos.
Significant amount.
I can't.
Some of the also, like, my question would be for that is that like the same, because for example in the intro I can sometimes like, oh, here's what's to come, so I might clip something.
Yeah, but like you're saying that you don't engage with this creator's content, you didn't see that video and all this stuff, and it's like you just had 9 of your like favorite clips that all happen to come from the same account that you're not really sure of. Why wouldn't you be like, oh yeah, I look at a lot of their stuff. They post some weird shit, but there's also some informative clips on there as well. Like, why are we kind of dancing around it instead of engaging with what would actually happen?
And then that'll be the same clip that's used later on.
This is why people, like, this is immediately why this person needs to continue getting criticized. The mask slip for a second there.
Is that,
I'm not sure how it was counted. So honestly,
Yeah.
we've been talking for a long time, and I'm very grateful for your time. There's one more thing I want to watch, and then we can kind of just wrap
That
it.
being said, I do want to say too, we were going to mention the content cop, where I do mention, I kind of say,
oh yes, we have to hear the one good thing.
To be fair, I definitely think IDubbbz's approach, claiming to be a concerned friend who recently learned the concept of empathy while dancing around in a goofy way, well, it definitely sends mixed messaging.
That's like,
yeah,
that's an attempt at being biased. I think that's an extraordinarily understatement. I mean, from my perspective.
Yeah, but where you're talking about.
But yeah, you're making an attempt,
or kind of seeing your side.
No, I appreciate you said that. That was good that you said that. I appreciate that.
I want to interject and say that, yeah, because again, I
appreciate that.
This idea that I
do.
never reached out and tried to see your side or your perspective. There's certainly times that I did that. You know?
It's fair. I appreciate you pointing that out, and I agree in that case that was good.
Amazing.
So I just want to watch this one more thing.
Ethan streamed an episode stating a child welfare visit was called in from people who worked at his house. He then blamed anonymous users for the call with manipulated evidence.
Okay. All right. Hold on.
So let's talk about
manipulated evidence. What is that?
Oh, CPS.
You didn't show anything.
Yeah, let me go to the actual.
I know what you're talking
source.
about. But you pull up the source, and then we can respond to that.
Yeah.
You're referring to that
So I didn't see the CPS segment.
clip
Okay.
of Denham's talking to Bad Empanada.
Okay, what chapter is that? Sorry, let me.
Oh. I actually, I'm just referencing, I'm guessing, right? From my mind. We can wait and pull it up, though.
Okay. Sorry, just because it's like 48 pages. Let me. Okay. Okay. So. Okay,
What's
so
the
this
name of
is
the guy
page
from
43.
Keemstar
I want to
Orbiter?
say.
Nick Oreo.
So I am.
Mr.
So
Oreo.
Pass that link.
So I think this is where I'm referencing in general the sort of master post from that, that snark, and then it goes into the alleged CPS involvement, which is their like number 2 on their,
Well, hold on. You said
list.
I used doctored evidence to blame them.
So
I don't know. I actually have no idea what the doctored evidence is. I'm waiting to see this.
So
it's
yeah,
taken
so that was
forever to get there.
was on their list. So they,
You
that I'm
didn't,
sort of quoting them
you didn't even
themselves, but-
bother to reference that or like to fact check
but
that
I
at
should
all?
make that really clear. So then I go into right after that. I have a post from the Tribune that goes into the CPS and
This is just
the skulls and everything.
How does she have nothing? She has like nothing prepared.
Do you see how you're? Do you
like
see
it says she has so much here, but she's not saying anything.
you're setting the audience expectations when you go
anonymous users for the call with manipulated evidence.
manipulated evidence? I mean, the expectation you're setting for the audience already is that I'm somehow
lying
and
Yeah, so, I mean,
acting
I
in
could
bad faith
see-
in this whole thing, right?
I could see how I could structure it differently. Essentially,
What do you mean you could see? Can you fucking speaking like in English? Can you just fucking say, yeah, that was bad? No, I didn't do that. This is good. Like,
what I was doing with that is, you know, if you kind of zoom out a little bit further, I'm reading from this like Reddit master post about their, you know, concerns, you know.
Do you think
and
the audience
so
cares? They
it
make
goes
that
into
distinction?
4 different posts. Again, like I said, I could structure it differently.
that's a Reddit post. This is coming out of a fucking YouTuber's mouth, you know?
You know, and so this is, you know, number 2 on their, you know, concern.
Yeah, this is image. This is her help trying to save her image. It's painful, but yeah, that's what's happening.
So this is, you know, kind of quoted directly from them. Again, on screen, how it could be potentially edited differently is, again, just showing the post itself, you know, and, you know, highlighted, you know, showing that this is, you know, a quote from them, not a quote from me. Again, moving forward, scaling down to ensure that what's being shown on screen aligns with that, you know, my intentions. Yeah, but
You did,
but
by
then
the way,
afterwards,
just because we're counting, you sourced snark 66 times in the video.
I didn't know. I thought it was in its 40s. I didn't know it was 66. Yeah. That's insane.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the amount of, you know, again, how many times is that?
Wait, does he have the other ones locked and loaded too?
You know, and just an opinion, you know, that I'm sharing. How many times is that a clip?
Right.
You know,
my guess is that it's mostly editorialized clips, like probably the vast majority of them.
Mm-hmm. And you know, compared to how many times there's YouTube videos from your actual videos themselves.
That's called B-roll. I don't know if I can credit you for that. Okay, okay.
I would love to know that information in terms of like.
Yeah, we can crunch
numbers. I would love to, you know, even just for my own criticisms. Like, okay, let me actually see those numbers.
Yeah, look, I'm trying to do better. Can you hear it? Yeah, I'm doing better right now. You hear the better I'm doing.
Again, going down these rabbit holes, I can go into online forums and like really look through them and be like, okay, let me include that. That's relevant here. Let me include that. And you know, that's not, again, like I said, moving forward, I won't be doing that method. I'll be okay. Let me go through the original sources, and then if I want to go into online forums and provide certain opinion pieces, it's after the research is done and my sort of conclusion on the situation is done. Or if I happen to find a clip from an online forum, let me ensure that I can find the original clip so I can see it in its full context, just in case, you know.
Okay, so regardless, you say based on this thread from Snark that I've faked evidence, even though you don't know what it is that I faked.
So right after that,
dude, it's so bizarre. She has no knowledge of anything.
And that's the you know, Snark quote. But right after that, I go into a article by the Tribune.
Yeah,
and
I'll play that.
At his house.
You mean in the video?
Yeah, and,
yeah,
and you
I'll
can
play
see
it.
then you can see in the, you know,
for the
research
call
itself
with
as well.
She's talking over her.
March of 2025, Child Protective Services visited the Klein's home, and Ethan Klein claimed he received skulls in the mail, human skulls.
So they sent us these skulls that are expensive and no one paid for them. And then we're like, well, I'm keeping them because I want them for evidence in case I ever need to talk about this.
Yeah.
And then they start calling us after a month, like begging us to return the skulls.
We found at first we were just kind of like, are these people serious? And also we weren't sure if the FBI was going to like.
The guy, Keemstar Orbiter,
All
Nick
right, we have
Oreo,
to,
Mr. Oreo.
Ask for it for evidence or whatever.
The situation began in early March when CPS arrived after an anonymous tip claimed
she's gonna get claimed.
His child was crawling around and eating dog feces. Ethan Klein claimed that this claim has come from streamers who
Why did she keep saying claim?
would spread the rumor
claim,
that
claim.
Ethan Klein's children had contracted Giardia. Then, around that time, the family received 2 unidentified human skulls, allegedly by mail, which prompted an FBI.
Allegedly, we don't know for a fact if they've made it there. They could be lying. Have you considered that they could be lying? The skulls had arrived. Have you considered this outcome?
Investigation, and of course, probably does not help with Ethan Klein's paranoia that people are out to get him. That
the paranoia thing is like,
I know.
I got a human skulls in the mail. I mean, can you really?
Again,
CPS come to my house. I got human skulls. I mean, at what point do we stop calling me paranoid?
And also, again, to be honest, you know, with you know the people finding my aunt's photo, which by the way, also girl with a microphone.
Oh hey, remember me?
Apparently tweeted asking an AI. Let me find the actual tweet, you know, so I don't again misquote it. Asking Grok if I was homeschooled, and then like they brought up.
Why is she telling people this? Okay.
Random Madison Harnish and what high school they go to.
Grok
and then
knew
she
that?
asked
Jesus.
And then she asked Madison Harnish, aka
Yeah, Grok is fucking crazy. You need to steer, you have to be like very aware of what Grok is.
Cruel World Happy Mind. Was she homeschooled? And then they say, ah, got it. You mean the YouTuber Mazen Harnish of Cruel World Happy Mind. After checking bios, videos, and searches, I found no info indicating she was homeschooled. Her education background isn't publicly detailed. If that's wrong, point me to a source. Like trying to find my schooling information.
To be fair, I don't think that's what she was trying to do. I think she was just trying to find out if you were homeschooled.
Yeah.
Well, that is schooling information.
You know how it kind of looks, though. You know,
But like you would type something like that.
Okay, never mind. I have no idea what she's trying to argue.
I know what you're saying, and I don't want to go anywhere close to doxing. I know she's thoughtful with her the way she conducts herself, though. So I'm pretty sure that wasn't her intention.
Yeah, it looks a little. It
give a big
rubs me the wrong way, to be honest.
I can understand why that would rub you the wrong way. Yeah.
If it really rubbed you the wrong way, you wouldn't have gone in front of 29,000 people and said not to do it. But that's just a theory, a game theory. I don't know.
But yeah.
I'm predisposed to thinking everything's a move. Maybe that's just me. But I feel like if I was worried about my school information getting out there and I was really annoyed about it, I wouldn't go tell 29,000 people that it bothered me. But I don't know.
Yeah, so, you know, some of those things, my aunt's photos being dug through, stuff like that, people trying to find information about my husband. It's like, you know, I totally, you know, I've been more paranoid in this past week.
How is Grok relevant? We just got trapped. The trap just occurred. We just got trapped just now. You saw that, right? I'm fucking talking about this shit. It doesn't fucking matter. I'm fucking talking about it. This is it. I got trapped.
I've been in my entire life, so I understand that feeling. Again, you know.
By the way, the homeschool thing, maybe it sounds weird to you. There's kind of like a joke that we do on the show where we go, like the last two people I've beefed with, quote unquote, were all homeschooled. So it kind of turned into a joke, like, is this person homeschooled? So I think she was tapping into that.
You know, to be completely transparent, I grew up doing like really, really intense ballet. I was like, basically like dancing 6 hours a day. So I did online school, dual school. So, you know, I don't know if that applies, you know.
So she was spitting,
it was like one of the first, you know, programs in my area that like had online school.
Yeah,
you know?
I think it's
where I met my husband. So, you know.
You met your husband at homeschool?
Well.
Oh my God, what's happening? Okay, all right. This is just too much for me. Okay, we're just gonna.
You know, a successful program. It seems like.
Look at you two, born natural partners.
And so, you know, or just, you know, the only ones that knew how to like use Google on test online school. Yeah, no, I'm kidding. But I'm kidding.
There's no way that I actually believe that you didn't cheat in school. I legitimately do believe that because your Googling sucks. You would have failed.
Take away my online degree. That's very important to me. But yeah, so anyways, yeah, that's how we met, and we went to online school for very different reasons. I was a ballet dancer, and his is his own personal story.
You might get comfort in this, but the current debate happening in our community is which stain is more annoying, the one on your sofa or the one on my hat? And I'll tell you guys, to defend myself a little bit, the one on my hat.
Did you hear Dan just fucking lose it?
Is from.
What is it?
What is it from?
Show it to me.
Yeah.
Something to do with the kids.
I'll tell you.
What did I read on my?
Yours is a lot more annoying, Ethan.
It is?
Yeah, because I can't even see hers.
Someone bring me a replacement hat.
You
guys were fucking harping on her stain, and I'm the one sitting here looking like
I didn't mind
Mr.
her
Stain.
I didn't even notice your stain. I was staring at your stain.
Yeah, I didn't mind.
Thank you, Tamara. Legend.
I didn't notice your stain until this point, until you just pointed it out. I was
You
too
saw
busy.
it the whole
I
time.
didn't notice any
You were
stain.
plotting on me the whole time. No,
All right, we're moving ahead here.
I used to be of the mind that like ignoring it is better, and I'd say for most people that's true. The first time that wasn't working was ironically the Fupa Fund thing. Keemstar was spreading this malicious lie that I stole money to the point where it was just becoming bigger and bigger and not quieter and quieter. It forced me to make a video responding, and from that response, I killed the thing entirely. And this kind of similar thing's been happening, although I have the shitstorm is proven much more persistent than the Fupa shit. But it's kind of just been the same way where it's like...
It's all right. So there's a difference between never respond or never show people things that bother you and clear up like egregious misinformation. I think the Fupa Fund one was big enough that, yeah, it's probably worth engaging with. But getting on here and like sharing your deepest insecurities online or talking about like deeply personal things to deflect criticism is not a good play for her. Like these are not things that should help her. Oh, sorry, there's not things that would help her.
After Leftovers collapsed, it's just been a torrent of fucking horrific shit, and it's gotten like more severe and more strong, and to the point where it begs a response. And
I mean, I felt that way, you know, like when all of this happened, and then like,
and not everybody can even tank what Ethan's been tanking. That wouldn't necessarily work for me. You know, you have to have like an established audience to get through this.
I need to make a response, and then, you know,
like a large one, like a huge audience.
You made your response for that, and so it's like, oh, and I agree with Dan. I should not have done a one take. I should have, you know, ensured that it was, you know, perfectly polished. You know, that was.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, yeah, if you're getting shit on for your past video not being well researched, I think that like it would probably be smarter to not be a fucking idiot and shoot off the dome and make another horrible video. And maybe research who the lawyers are if you're worried about getting sued. Yeah, these are things that you probably should have considered doing, and I don't think they're very funny. I think they're kind of scary.
In general, irresponsible. I think I wanted to feel this sense of authenticity, but again, a lot of my, you know, ignorance showed through in that. But I think, you know, and then from that, it was like, oh, I need to do a stream to clarify this and to show where I agree and all of that. And then, you know, things get worse from there. And so it's like, I guess that's a struggle in general when it comes to content creation is when, you know, some of this happens. Do you, sorry, I have the hiccups now. Do you respond? Do you let it lie? You know, how?
Why does it lie? I'm sorry.
Do you, to what level do you, you know, because I think that
you quit. You should quit. It's time to quit. You need to quit.
You know, going down endless rabbit holes, it's like you can't find your way back up sometimes.
Quit.
And that was my kind of perspective on that. And again, I'm sorry if I didn't clarify it fully or it didn't come through. I think that also, you know, when it comes to making content, I have to have that mind of like the people that are the subject of the videos are they will likely, maybe not, but likely, I just kind of assume they're probably not going to watch the video, but I need to assume that they might watch it.
They'll watch it.
They'll probably
you should assume they'll watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll probably watch it.
I think I still have in my mind that I'm just
but
like
even if they don't,
small
people,
content creator.
It still matters because people are watching it in this ecosystem, and shit that you say, people are going to believe. I saw a lot of people being like, you're a trusted source for them, and whatever you put in your videos, they believe. So like, it doesn't really even matter if I watched it or not, right? Because if there is, anyway, listen, there's two things I want to hit on before we go. One, about the skulls and CPS. These are factually backed up. In our public filing right now, the lawsuit, you can see it's public filing. The conversation we had with the skull company.
Yep, we've gone over that.
And most important thing I want to say to you before we leave is, you know goddamn well that Hassan Piker shot his dog.
No comment on that one. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god.
That motherfucker.
I think that means she actually does.
Zapped his poodle. Now listen, I'm not saying he should get his dog taken away or anything crazy like that, but I mean, he definitely. You know.
Please.
You know,
maybe she's just uncomfortable.
It's so funny because in my initial video, oh my gosh, you guys are gonna hate me for this.
Yeah, I think they probably should already if they don't.
I'm so sorry to end the video on a bad note. Okay, in my initial video, I totally conceded with this, where I'm like, yeah, the clips don't look good, and you know, yeah, you know, and he changed his story a lot. And then as time went on, I'm kind of like, well, you know, it just over a long period of time of constantly having the dog in screen, you would think that there would be far more examples.
I'm done. Fuck you. I'm done. I hate her. I hate her so much. I can't watch another second. I actually, they all the evidence is there. You acknowledge all the evidence, and you're like, wouldn't the dog have been struck by lightning now? Wouldn't he have just shocked the dog more? Only those clips? Wouldn't there be more of them? Oh my god, I hate her. I actually fucking hate her. Holy fuck, dude, I'm done. Is there any fucking person on planet Earth who's like, we need to watch another 5 minutes of this fucking debate? Go watch the rest on Ethan's channel. I can't do it. I can't fucking do it. I can't watch anymore. It's been 6 hours, right? What is it? It's been 6 fucking hours. I'm done. I'm fucking done. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. We're gonna do, you know what? I feel like, dude, I can't. This is the info war. Now off to Owen Schroyer. I'm reading donations.